somewhat hardy-looking soldiers making their way out of the barracks and kind of conglomerating around the fire, kind of reading the sun and knowing around what time it should be, getting the indication that perhaps you should make your way over to the fire to join them. You'd be kind of surrounded by this hustle and bustle that's constantly throughout Fort Vegapath in the day. The sounds of Belial cooking in the kitchen whenever he's not on a mission, and sounds of various goblin noises from the shop, along with a faintly Irish voice yelling at said goblin from within.
Or Steve did nothing wrong.
Sometimes Steve does things wrong. Other little noises that kind of ring out throughout the camp. Sound of horses pawing in the stables, what few remain, perhaps. And off in the distance towards the east, straight east of Fort Vegapath, you'd see a small, like, faint column of whitish gray smoke towards the direction of Cobb. Those of you who have been here remember. It is a kind of a mess of chaos for those of you who are new here, but with the way that these three who are kind of making their way over to you navigate, you get the sense that as you settle in, you'll get a little accustomed to it. As you guys would sit down and kind of look at each other, perhaps get acquainted in just a few moments, ever punctual, you'd watch as Major Rem would push his way out of the command tent. Those of you who are new would see from the northern building, pushing out of the squat kind of hovel, this taller man dressed in very fine armor decorated with holy symbols that you might recognize. Ayula, definitely. He makes his way over, his armor gleaming somewhat in the sunlight. He looks quite majestic. He carries a small flask he uncorks and kind of takes a sip of as he's making his way over. You'd similarly watch as kind of almost on cue, perhaps watching this individual making his way out of the tent. A lithe figure that those of you who have been to the west would recognize as Jericho would slip his way out from behind Joella's hut and begin to walk his way over with Rem. He would stop, make his way over, Jericho standing next to him. His eyes would glance over the five of you assembled, linger for a moment upon the Goliath and Mason at the far side, and kind of, all right, this is quite the fun thing for a lot of you to get into. Especially you two. He kind of glances between Krathic and Mason. New ones, yeah? First mission?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Krathic, Stonefist, Vatha, Athun, Nevea at your service.
Let's start that to
Mason
Krathic.
is-
Miss. As he looks over at you.
my name is Mason. I nod.
Mason.
Yes.
Good to have you then. If you are newer ones, then I'd suggest that you stay behind this lot. As he kind of gestures vaguely to the other three assembled. These three have at least been out that way before once or twice. I believe these two have been heavily acquainted with the area. As he gestures to Clarion and Ayula. Kind of gives them a knowing look. I would suggest that a lot of you who have not been to that city before, use subtlety when you're doing this, yeah. Understand that it is quite probably a bit of a delicate situation. If it is the case that one of the noblemen of Aethelor is a traitor or what have you, I don't really fucking care, but the good thing is that we have good relations with them right now, and I'd like to keep them good. So, if you can't do anything without fucking it up, then I'd suggest you not do anything at all. Don't get yourselves captured or killed. He again kind of glances over. Clarion and Ayula.
I'll try not
Will
to.
do.
And
Major, do we have anything other than Dragana's suspicion
of the man?
that indicate? Trust him, but what evidence, other hard evidence do we have?
I think that's the whole reason you're being sent out, is to find that hard evidence. Kind of a thing, yeah? Dragana's not got much, but he's got a little bit of distrust, and he says that things are weird. And I guess if things are weird, I'd like to make sure that things get sorted over there before we lose an ally.
So, what precisely would you like us to do? Investigate this high-masked man? Speak with him? Send back information on him?
My recommendation? Go in there, get what information you can, figure it out. investigate him directly if you like, whether that be interrogating him, whether that be interrogating other members of the council, whether that be doing a little B&E, subtly if you would, or whatever you think is best. Whatever information you can get us to perhaps give us the evidence that we can then present to their council would be better than nothing. Yeah.
Let's save the breaking and entering for last resort. Didn't go too well last time.
I would.
Eric's keeping his mouth shut, but he's just kind of smiling and shaking his head.
I'm smirking at that breaking and entering.
You
And,
kinda go over
Clarion.
Mason.
Are you kind
As-
of
as
looks at
Clem
Clarion
bent
and
over at Mason. Wipe that
I
smirk off your
missed.
face. We don't need all the. We don't need too much criminal activity. Yeah. If you're gonna do it, you better be damn good at it. Yeah.
It's fair.
Gives you a little bit of a
Ayula
smile.
kind of looks over at Clarion and she says, and let's not throw bonfires at any leaders while we're there, yeah?
Listen, I'm definitely going to avoid that. Enemy of Prior, Calcium is an enemy of mine. A friend of mine.
Sure.
Yeah. I do believe that ASO has offered to fund a little bit more to the mission. Heard that there's a blacksmith over there, or at least the son of the blacksmith in Kirkaladir. Name's Gavin, from what I've heard. He said if you can get information on him, he'll give you 50 gold if it's worth any of his while, not just he's there. If you can get the man to come back, he said he'd give you an additional 150, split between you, but still something.
What all can we offer to the man to get him over here? Can we offer him shelter, money? What wages can we offer?
That's for you to figure out.
Okay.
I'm not exactly the one that has to worry about that. I've got other things on my mind. Can't be holding your hand all the way, yeah?
I just don't want to make any promises that we can't keep.
Then I'd recommend.
What I'm
looking
hearing is a
into-
blank check, Major.
If you want to write on that blank check, you better be ready to cash it, boy. Oi.
And he'll be my personal blacksmith then.
Shakes his head a little bit. Those of you who haven't met him, it's Jericho, new arrival to the camp. He wanted to give you guys a little bit of something before you head out. Those of you who are new, you'll need to rent a horse from the Horsens to get your way over there. Should be about 30 gold a pop. Is that a trouble for any of you?
I got 30 gold.
Got 30 gold. What about you, Miss Breaking and Entering? And she looks over at you, Mason. 30 gold, or no?
Hail, Spotter.
Aye. Good man. In that
Sorry, I
case-
was muted. Sorry about that. I
You're
was
good.
talking. Yeah, I have the money.
Alright,
I just nod. Yep, I have the money.
very good then. In that case, do what you can. Don't be stupid. Don't get killed. You're worthless to me, Dad. And he'll turn and walk away.
Wait a second, Major. She would jump up and point to Ambrose's name in her book and hand it to him, just so we can get reports back to you.
Aye, yeah, of course. Didn't you do this last time you went out west? He'll sign his name into the book.
Did a
And
lot
it
of
saved
things
our
last time
lives.
we went west.
I suppose it did, didn't it? She'd nod a little bit. Alright, well, that should do you. He'll tap the pen, hand it back to you.
Thank you very much. And she would go sit back down.
Alright, he looks at Jericho. Keep it short, keep it snappy. They don't need to know your fucking entire life story. You know, just give him like a faint glare as Rem walks away. Jericho would then walk forward. It's good to meet you all. I believe I've met some of you already. I had one simple request, knowing that you'll be going west, yes. My sister Esmeralda is out that way. I left her whenever I came to your camp. You keep your eyes out. If you can find she usually will leave signs. She'd indicated to me she would leave something for your group, as she is somewhat well acquainted with you. if you would keep an eye out for it and let me know if you find anything or see a indication she's been close by. I would greatly appreciate it, yes.
Okay, we can totally do that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you can keep an eye out.
Yes.
Some of these signs we should be looking out for.
We are quite, we like to leave little offerings. If you have been to the shrine, yes, I believe most of you have been.
Aye.
From what I've heard. We'll usually leave offerings at the shrine or notes pinned to trees. Shouldn't be too hard to find. It would be along the way as well. She wants it to be found by you and your fault. She knew I won't be leaving.
Okay, we'll keep our eyes open. Okay.
Thank you very much.
Any message for her?
Sorry, miss, as he looks at Ayula. Something?
Can you tell us what sort of sign she may be leaving?
As I said, either a note pinned to a tree or an offering at the circle. You might not see her directly. She's a little more shy than I am. If you do see her, as he looks at Eric, just tell her that I wish her good hunts. I hope she's staying safe. Tell her not to do anything stupid, yes?
Aye.
Elvin, I'm going to ask, is there anything that we can do to get her to come to us right away? Anything that she'd trust that would show that she can trust us?
Do any of you speak our tongue?
Speak Elvin. I'm speaking to him in Elvin.
No, that will help. If you can call out in Elvish, then she will come. Or she is more likely to. If you don't see her, do not worry about it. I imagine she is probably busy. I just want to have some manner of indication that she is alright, yes?
Understood. Back in common. Understood.
Thank you. And finally, as you guys are making your way, about to head
Eric
out,
jots a few notes in his journal.
you guys would be quickly approached by Blue Jim, who would kind of just appear out of nowhere. Blue Tiefling that all of you are familiar with, save for the new people. Kind of
I've actually not met a Jim yet.
as you see this Blue Tiefling finally dressed, has this kind of air of confidence about him. He looks to be like holding multiple little bracelets in his hands as he's like stumbling out of the shop. Oh yeah, before you go, as he makes his way over. All right, all of you, you, and he looks down at Mason, who's standing directly next to you. Oh, I haven't met you yet. You take this. Put it on you.
Okay.
He
I'll
hands
take
you
it.
this bracer.
I
Okay.
would cast detect magic and take a look at the bracelets.
They have a air of some manner of, I believe it'd be conjuration magic, and he kind of, right. So, you lot are taking the horses, yeah? We Jims, we're working on making it so you don't have to take the horses back. You can leave them at that outpost out there, not have to worry about getting them all the way back here. And so you can leave them out the outpost. You hit the button there, so he'll lean over and he'll like point to a button on this bracer he just handed you, Mason. And you hit that, that'll bring you right back to camp. It should, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
oh, okay.
But one of the gyms I've heard so much about. Finally.
Kinda looks-
Can a Nolander ask a stupid question? Has this been done before
Oh, yeah,
successfully
done plenty of times, no problems. No problems at all, no.
by anyone I would
Insight check
know?
him.
Totally inside check if you'd like.
13.
Seems pretty, pretty on the up and up.
She still doesn't really trust him.
Tempest be merciful.
Mason doesn't have any. She's like, okay, whatever.
Be like this
By
one
the
is
way,
Mason who's
He
just
has
doing
heard
this.
so much about these gyms, and he is so curious about to finally meet one of them.
Oh yeah. What is it? Yeah.
You Jim still owe me a dinner one of these nights.
Oh yeah, the gyms are busy doing all this shit for you guys, yeah. Doing things like this. No time for dinner.
Okay.
We gotta make all the things for you. We gotta deal with the fucking knockwater. We gotta deal with the goblin. We gotta do all this shit. You guys keep making messes. We gotta clean up, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. One of these nights, maybe. Yeah. Alright,
Okay.
back for me as you watch Jim just kind of walks into the shop and just slams the door shut behind him.
Jim, I have more.
Very quick.
Fascinating fellow, isn't he? This is my first time meeting the Jim Zila. Hey, Jim.
He's
This is.
something.
Well, congrats.
Ow.
They always remind
now
me
all
of
have-
used wagon salesmen.
What is it, Chris?
So we now all have a little bracer that has a button on it.
You have a little bracer that has a small, like bluish gem inset on the far side. It's almost like a watch in size. It has
Okay.
a small button on the towards your hand.
Push the button. We end up back here.
As then you hear the door open again. Oh yeah! As Jim pokes his head back out. Forgot to tell you, you're gonna need to like work with those for an hour or so. So I would say do it whenever you're getting ready. Like you go back to the outpost and then sit there for a little while. Get used to it. Hit the button and you'll be back here, no problem. Lickety split, yeah. Sorry about that. Jim's busy. A lot of things in Jim head, yeah.
You, Jim?
And he'll just nod a little bit. Oh yeah. He'll shut the door slowly.
One of these days, I'm gonna get in our lab.
Eric starts counting backwards from 5, waiting for one more Jim explanation. 4,
You don't
3,
receive one.
2, 1.
As you guys would then be able to kind of saddle up, get your bearings. You would indeed be able to give a horse 30 gold for a horse.
That's right.
They would hand it over to you, and you could saddle up. One of you make me a insight check. So you're getting on your horses.
Sure, I can roll a +1 insight check.
I was gonna say I can roll it too if you want me to have a +4.
After my deal with the really shady Bradley last time, where I only had to pay a silver for it, I'm gonna do the. I would like to do the insight check.
I have
Okay,
limited.
go for it.
All right. So it's Bradley ain't here, but
I rolled a 19
okay.
with a +1.
Clarion, so Krathik, as you're watching your compatriot, is it Krathik? Right.
Krathic.
Krathik, my apologies.
You
As
can call
you're
him
saddling
Stone
up-
Fist if you want.
Yeah, as you're getting ready, kind of in this line of horses that have been led out by the Hortian soldiers, who you've kind of seen milling about outside of the walls around the camp. You're kind of getting up and on. You watch everyone else saddle up, Eric and Ayula and Clarion, and you get onto your horse, and you kind of glance up towards the horse Clarion is on, and narrow your eyes for a moment, and kind of, that doesn't look like any horse you've ever seen. It's a little bit more squat. Doesn't look as nimble. Quite the small
Much gold
horse.
do I remove?
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
What were you saying, Clarion? I'm sorry.
Was it-
Hey,
how
you
much
could.
it was? It was 30, right?
Yeah, 30 gold to give them for that.
Just my horse or the others too?
It was Clarion's horse. Is the one that is very specifically a little weird.
So Krathic saw that or Mason did?
You would see it, Krathik.
Okay, so Krathic looks over to Clarion and this 7-foot tall guy like climbing up on his horse, and he looks down at Clarion and he goes, "Your horse is very small and low to the ground. Is that normal? Looks slow."
I mean, war horse, so I imagine it's not exactly a stallion or anything like that too, for the finest. But can I look down and see if it like looks sick or anything? Like,
Give me a medicine check.
4.
You have no fucking clue. You look down and like you can look down and like you feel like you're a little bit lower to the ground and kind of twist yourself in the saddle a little bit, and it's like I definitely don't remember being this low whenever I was last riding a horse, but small horse. Doesn't look sick. You don't know. It's a little strange.
I mean,
Krathic,
horse,
like,
I
I
mean,
think he
short horse.
gave you a pony.
is it a pony?
as
Would I
long as it
recognize
gets
a
us
difference
where we
between a
need to
pony
go.
and a horse?
Pony's smaller, pretty much. That's it's the same thing. Sidebar, really quick. Does anybody own horses? Are we gonna pay $30 every time?
We did own horses.
At the moment,
Oh.
you're gonna pay
Most
30
of them
gold
are at
every time.
Outpost.
Okay, that's
the sold. You guys have been quite adept at losing horses, unfortunately.
I see that.
Well, I know how many of our horses we are at Outpost currently.
Apparently. Well, they would still be horse and horses. It's just they're getting them back.
Oh, I thought we got horses from.
I suppose there would be a few at the outpost. Yes. Currently there, but those are
Okay.
currently.
All of
Oh,
our
right.
horses are. All
Oh.
of the horses that we got from. Was it the one horse quest in Karak Kadir?
Yep. But
Okay.
whatever the case, you guys are saddling up and begin to ride out of Fort Vega Path. As you guys are kind of making your way up, you see the familiar face of Private Fuck Up peek over the ramparts. You see as the massive wooden gates of Fort Vega Path would swing open, letting you guys out into the pretty early morning airs. Those of you who had been to Holyhead know Aethalar should be quite the ride in terms of distance, given how far away Holyhead was. And you guys begin to set out. With this being such a well-known path, especially for those of you who have been to the West before, I imagine you guys would kind of take lead. Stonefist and Mason kind of falling in behind as you watch the other three take the lead in front of you, leading you out of this kind of clearing where Fort Vega Path is. You can look around and see the Horseman War Camp that's around the walls, still kind of in mid-swing. Further down, as you begin to make your way west, you would eventually hit this fairly sizable road, but you would be on it for just a moment as you swing directly across. And within an instant, you guys would actually hit a wood that you can see emerging from the far horizon as you're making your way out of Fort Vega Path. So I need to switch over to the ambience. You guys are pushing through. You would hit the forest, the odd sounds of the wildlife that's scattered about hitting you almost instantly. The small creatures skidding through the brush, you would hear the far-off sound of insects and ones that you think should be going out of season pretty soon. It's getting a little later in the year. Your horses would pad along, and it wouldn't be long, maybe an hour or so, before you guys would hit the small settlement of Ogden, which all of you, I believe, have been to at least once, save for the new people. As you're riding through, those of you who are new, it is a small settlement, kind of desecrated, it looks like. There's a little bit of activity, individuals milling about, almost just moving with little purpose. They walk between these buildings that have obviously been hit by a war at some point or another. You can see scorch marks and pieces of stone that have been blown out of walls, thatches of roof that have been destroyed. You can kind of look as you make your way through and see that further back, as you're kind of riding through a central square, there's an actual area that appears entirely destroyed. Buildings that are caved in, some that only have like one wall, some that are still standing, but not so not doing so well. Look like they've been burned out from the inside. The individuals who are milling about the square in Ogden, those of you who are new, you very oddly notice that as you're making your way through, there's no sound save for the footsteps of people and like the hit of tools on wood or metal. There's no discussion among.
Do I see Davos anywhere?
Give me a perception check.
A 4.
As you glance around and kind of observe the familiar area of Ogden, you recall that he usually has that little stand set up kind of when you're making your way in initially. You see the stand is still there, but he does not appear to be in sight. Perhaps he is somewhere else in the small town today. As you guys would ride up, you can see Ayula, Clarion, Tom, kind of Eric glancing around. A little bit of familiarity. You'd see the people would look up and observe them with maybe a bit of caution, but these individuals neither smile nor retreat. They don't greet them either as you guys are riding through, as it is an odd sort of silence that dominates Ogden.
I would look at Ayula and Tom, reluctantly Eric, and look at them and go, does anyone know if we've informed Davos about Dorian Tidewater?
I don't know. That's a good question. we might be in a little bit of trouble with Ogden just because of what happened last time I came out this way. But hopefully we should be fine. Wanna
Have you been
ask?
since Holyhead? Have you been here since then?
Yeah, I have. Long story. We were going to the refugee camp, to the outpost that we're on our way to, and we got someone to come with us to help us be a stonemason. But he kind of left because we kept using, and I would kind of wave my fingers in like a little magic-y way.
Ah, I see.
Yeah. That's just the way people are around here.
Hearing her say that, Clarion would wrap his scarf a little bit tighter on his neck. His cloak a little bit closer to obscure as much of it as he could.
As you guys continue to ride through, it's fairly uneventful making your way through Ogden. It's a small enough town that you can almost blink as you're kind of glancing around and miss the entirety of it as you ride out to the northwest. The horses continue to pad along. Before too long, you'd pass through that familiar stone circle that most of you have met Jericho at least once. Again, for those of you who are new, a kind of stone megalith structure emerges from the woods very quickly as it's this clearing in what is a dense thicket of trees that is almost entirely covering the sunlight as you're making your way through the Durnal Forest.
I'll go start looking around for the previously described notes or patches, and while I do so, I'm also just going to yell in Alvin, Esme, your brother Jericho has sent for us. He wants to make sure you're okay.
Roll a perception check for me, see if you notice anything.
Could I get in on that too?
Yeah,
I have
sure.
proficiency.
Certainly.
Or please get in on that.
Yeah, go ahead, give it a go.
Okay, did it not come through? I got a 13, so I don't know.
It did not come through.
I saw the perception for 13.
Okay.
Did you? Beyond has been weird for me in the past few days. If Clarion can see it, then I will trust you on it. As you look around, Mason, it's not a hard find as you're kind of glancing through. I'll actually throw up the map for you since you have not been here before and you are investigating a little bit closer.
I have not, yes. I'd appreciate that.
This is what you're kind of looking at here. You guys would be riding from the west, and you see this multi-column megalithic structure with a stone dais in the middle, kind of a little platform area. As you're making your way up, you're coming from the east, making your way west, kind of making your way up, Mason. You see Clarion kind of glancing about, and it's odd as you see him kind of just glance over. Perhaps it's just the coloration of the note, as it appears that there is a note just pinned to one of the columns by an arrow.
Okay, and I'll point to it, and I'm like, that looks like something we'd be looking for. Hi, Eric.
I would go over and read the note.
Pull it down. Written in simple script. Appears to be common just for the sake of allowing anyone to pass the message along. You see it is written by Esme. Just 3 simple words. Safe. Watching. Waiting. Has an E at the bottom of it. Nothing crazy. Just.
Do I see this as well?
What is it?
Do I see the note as well?
As you guys would make your way up, you could definitely see it as Clarion's pulling it off of the column and taking the arrow out of it, looking at it.
Okay. I would pull out my Book of Shadows and write to Rem. Tell our good elf friend that we found a note from his sister. It just says, safe, watching, waiting.
Ask if he wants us to relay a message back.
Please.
He already did. I mean, if you want to ask if there's an update, sure, but he wanted us to tell her that Jericho misses her, good hunts, don't do anything stupid.
Okay, then I don't write that part. But I do relay the message in case we die.
Oh, something could have changed, Eric. That he knows that she's safe. Something may have changed.
Hey.
Should keep everyone updated.
Let's just here, I pull out a parchment and I write down a copy of the message that her brother wanted us to give. Nothing too specific, but I also pin it to the column.
Dope. Pin it up there. Kind of look around. Those of you who have not been here before, Stonefist and Mason, this place has an odd sort of ethereal silence and beauty about it as you're standing within the circle once you kind of are closer to it. You feel this kind of peace wash over you. It's almost like a like any hint of perhaps, what's the word for it, apprehension you had about stepping in here or even kind of looking about is gone. You feel safe inside of this circle.
Nice and peaceful.
Krathic mentions that it feels like standing atop a mountain with no one around.
You would not be wrong.
Really poetic for a spot of land in the ground, friend.
I've done this before here, but I would pop back up Detect Magic and have a look around.
Pop back up Detect Magic. It's similar to other places that you've seen before, where it there is that faint hint of magic, right? That almost kind of flows throughout the place. But it's old. It doesn't quite fall into a school. It's almost blended and weird. It's that familiar aura that you would look for, the coloration, right? It almost kind of shifts and weaves in and out of itself, creating an odd cacophony of color.
Okay. Well, they're in the circle. I take out my Book of Shadows and I try to sketch what I'm seeing, best I can.
Okay. Dope. Sketch it down. Give me an intelligence check. See how well you can do it, just because it is quite the sight, right?
Not bad. Dirty 20.
Yeah, you think you got a pretty good sketch of it. You can kind of see everything kind of weaving in and out of the columns, just coalescing around the structure.
2 humans, an Asimar, and a Goliath walk into a circle.
It's pretty much been Eric's tradition, so he's going to leave a gold coin on the circle.
All right. Sounds good. So you drop it down. And with that, you guys can make your way back to your horses. This place is pretty, delivering the message, delivering a little bit of an offering.
Did my public yell get anything? I was speaking in Elven.
No, the yell did not get anything, it didn't seem.
Every squirrel in the forest is watching you.
Either she is not here, or perhaps she is not listening. A little timid, perhaps. But you guys would be able to make your way, kind of continuing to the west as you'd ridden in from the east. It's not too terrible of a ride before you would kind of cross a bridge and you would hit that outpost. You can see that there's a little bit of work going on, wooden walls that have been erected in front of a cave entrance that kind of juts out from this stone embankment. You see cliffs kind of rim the sides of the outpost. A small forest area kind of darts off a path that weaves in front of it. The faint sound of hammers clinking inside as the individuals seem to be hard at work and perhaps can stop here later, but you've got work to do. So you continue to press on.
Does that outpost have heard?
Do you guys want to stop here and maybe attune to those bracelets?
Probably would not be a bad idea.
I wouldn't object. How far is Mythos from here, Eric?
Krathic just has one question. He looks at Eric and he goes, "Are these the things that brought the people back naked?"
I wasn't part of those people. I wouldn't know.
Did what now?
What was that?
We had a pair of soldiers who came back in the last few days. Some form of mage work teleported them back to Fort naked. As in the birthday suits. How much detail do you want here?
I think we all know what naked means, Eric.
I do think we know what that means. Wow. I guess it
Not too
doesn't
good
matter
innuendo,
now. Yeah. We can't do anything about it now.
I mean, but yeah, we should stop and attuned to these.
Anyway, back to my question, Eric. How far from Aethelor are we? Yeah.
With navigation tools and proficiency in them, do I get any bonus for looking at that?
I mean, you've been to Aethelor before, have you not?
I haven't, so that's why I'm asking Eric.
I'm asking Eric if he's.
I've been to Hollyheed. I've been to the Moonwell.
Okay. If you have not been to Aethelor, then you truly don't really know. You know that Aethelor is about equidistant from Holyhead, and you recall that it is a few hours from this outpost on horse. Do you get the sense you've maybe got another hour and a half, 2 hours? It's a little bit closer, you'd think, as you're not having to also kind of sneak as you were whenever you were making your way to Holyhead.
Well, I've seen the map, and I know that they're rather close, a few hours. So yes, let's stop here at the outpost, and we can attune to the bracelets, see how the refugees are doing, and then carry on.
Very well.
As you guys would be able to stop in, kind of saddle your horses up, stable them for a moment. The refugees, in the midst of their work, wouldn't pay you too much mind as you make your way in. You could find a little bit of a place to sit down and ponder upon the bracelets.
Do I see Big Mike or Little Mike anywhere?
You do not see Big Mike or Little Mike anywhere.
Oh, okay.
You guys could figure that out. Hour
Is there
past.
an item that we should add to our inventory?
You don't really need to add it to your inventory. Just keep it marked for now.
Okay.
Just know that you have an attunement slot filled with a bracelet from the gems.
Wait, I have all 3 of my attunement slots filled.
Oh dear.
Which one do I want to unfill? Alright, I take my brooch of shielding, and unattune from that.
Okay, dope. You guys take the hour to kind of rest in this small outpost. It's woven into the cave system that kind of runs through the back of this area here. A little bit of activity here, not as much as in Fort Vegapath, obviously. You can see there are a few horses stabled, a few that you don't recognize, probably horses that have been left here over the previous days, as it indicated that they've done that before.
How does my horse look, by the way?
What is it?
How does my horse look now?
Looks alright. Fine.
While
I
I'm
would not
tuning, then I'll also make some notations on my map.
The one you just rented, or your actual horse?
I don't have an actual horse.
Okay, so your horse looks fine. I mean, it's still a small horse.
No reason to try to swap it with one of the ones here.
Not particularly, no. It's not like it's kept up. It's got a little bit of a moxie to it, keeping up with your friend's much larger horses.
The sassy? Can I tell it's a sassy horse?
Seems like
I
quite
heard.
a sassy horse. Yeah.
Mm.
So you kind of look at it, and you can see you kind of glancing at these other horses that have been left there, and it kind of turns its head up at you, and the tail just kind of flicks. Makes a few
You
steps.
and I are gonna get along well.
It knows.
I'll give it a pat.
All right. You guys could take your time there. And then you could saddle back up and begin to ride to the west, further and further towards Aethelor. Wouldn't take too awful long. You'd watch
Really quickly.
Yeah, what's up?
I was under the assumption that Eric has been to Aethelor. Does Eric correct him?
Oh, I thought that Alula had done that when she said that. I know as much as you. I'm here for, service of the command.
I haven't been either. I've been to Holyhead, I've been to the outposts, not to Aethelor quite yet.
Alright.
I go where I'm told, just like you.
How honorable of you. He's gonna roll his eyes and trot ahead.
You guys could again set out, kind of moving through the woods. The sun would begin to make its way across the sky as you're going. The passage of the day as you're riding. It's not terrible, as you can kind of follow pretty easily the path that has been tread by other soldiers. As you get closer and closer to Holyhead and Aethelor, that kind of crossroads, you would hit another bridge, you'd cross over and see that there are signs that individuals have been here recently. A couple of tents that have been thrown up, but as you look around, no one seems to be here at the moment. Kind of small area, small campsite perhaps. Might be able to catch people on the way back if they were currently out. Continue along, pushing your way further and further to the west through the forests. And once you hit that familiar crossroads, which is somewhat familiar to both Ayula, Clarion, Eric, you can turn west or turn to the south. And make your way towards Aethelor.
While we're at the crossroads, I'm gonna give a quick yell. In Elven, Esme, if you can hear us, we're familiar with Jericho.
I think we're
Any
in
messages
elf
for us?
I think we're in elf territory in general. Maybe don't yell his name out. He could, attract unwanted attention, or just say your brother if you're trying to talk to her.
Good to know.
Sorry, I don't mean to be pushy.
Oh, good to know. I didn't realize we weren't in elf territory before.
Well, anyway, off we go. And I would kind of like pet my horse. So, what does my horse look like, by the way?
Taller, much taller than Clarion's. Midnight black, kind of darker eyes. Kind of like a diamond, white diamond on the forehead. I think the Black Stallion from the book series. If you're not one of the if you're one of the people who read that.
Oh, I remember that 5th grade.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
It made me cry in the movie.
As you
Sort of funny that Clarion has a smaller horse, seeing how I'm 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
She's finally taller than me.
glance back, and Clarion's legs are kind of like he's in the stirrups and he's sitting in the saddle, but like all of you at this point can tell like this is either a pony or like a horse that seems to suffer from some manner of dwarfism, as Clarion is like hunched, and it's like this almost comical sort of like a clown riding on a tricycle that he is far too large for.
I'm assuming that I realized that I look comical by now, right?
Yeah, probably, but like the horse is sassy and like maybe
Eric's not even chuckling. He's just, we're on the mission. Not even chuckling or smiling.
At the point he realizes that he's looking really dumb, he's gonna stiffen up and be like the Napoleon thing. It's like,
okay, so
whenever he makes that realization.
as you guys would continue, it wouldn't be too much of a long ride from the crossroads after having a little bit of a discussion. You would again break through the trees, the canopy clearing, allowing sunlight to stream through. You would hear the far-off sound of waves crashing against the break. You would see kind of laid out before you as you come out at sort of on top of a hill almost, this area kind of in a little bit of a valley, kind of a depression. You can see that there is a small town splayed out before you. It looks much better for those of you who are new and have just ridden through Ogden for the first time. It is quite improved compared to Ogden, as all the houses seem to have all their structures intact. You can see that there is a small river that kind of goes through the middle of the town. There's a small bridge that crosses it. You can see that there is a ship almost directly to your right as you make your way out and glance around that is beached. Seems to have a little part of it like broken in. I don't quite notice anything crazy about it from here.
Just out of curiosity, if you're going to mention a ship,
Yes.
seaworthiness?
No.
Thank you.
Massive hole in the hull.
Hey,
Kind of glance about
I have a bucket list.
and continue to observe the town. The first thing that you guys would notice, which is interesting in sheer opposition to Ogden, which seemed to be silent and filled with only the few people that are probably peasantry. You see that there are common people milling about throughout the city. There it seems to be divided into two distinct areas. One that's kind of in that lower valley, which is more of what you would think of with a small town. Little huts, hovels, some houses, bigger ones, square, and just tents, stalls, all manner of things that kind of reminds you of Caracalid here, just a little bit smaller, obviously. And then you can see up on another hill as it kind of goes back up. There is a walled area. You can't quite see into it. It appears to be some manner of citadel. You can see guards walking the ramparts and patrolling the streets, and people milling about. This place doesn't look as, shall we say, foreboding as reports might have made it seem. And for those of you who've been to Holyhead, you'll recall they talked about Aethellar briefly. The place seems fairly tranquil compared to what they had described it as, though. Well known that Holyhead is kind of full of shit at this point. It is quite the wondrous place. I will drop you guys down on a map as you make your way in from the.
I look at the Yule and go, it's
side.
quite the roving band of barbarians that Calcium made out to be, isn't it? Obviously sarcastic.
It's quite nice. I suppose Holyhead is quite good at propaganda. Absolutely. Full of shit. Where are we dropping?
From the to the northwest, this far street here. Kind of making your way in. As you guys are coming through, you can hear the sound of the water rushing in, or rushing out with the tide, kind of into the bay. Way up here. Coming in. You can similarly smell like cooking food. You can hear people milling about. Could someone make me a perception check as you guys are coming down that road?
Someone who's good at it, please.
Oh, I wish it wasn't me.
You wish it wasn't you?
It was terrible. It was a 9.
9?
I have +6 and it was a 9, so yeah.
It's unfortunate.
That's rough.
Yes.
Mason kind of glances about, and it's Mason, compared to like what you've been seeing recently with Cobb and the fort and Ogden and just a lot of destruction, this place seems like relatively untouched. You can see there are indications, even with a 9, that at some point there has been some manner of fighting here, as there are little like scratches in the walls. You can see areas where some of the stone that you're walking on is scuffed, as though like metal boots were hitting against it, like sending up little chunks and things of that nature. Similarly, you would notice that there are multiple guards who appear to be on top of this sort of tower that rises up a few stories. As you kind of enter
I will let
in,
everybody know that. Yeah, I'll let everybody know about the guards up on the tower.
yeah. As you guys are entering in from the western way, you watch as 2 of the guards actually look up, kind of just walking forward into the town. You see there's no proper gate. It's almost wide open, save for that citadel-like area. As 2 of the guards would make their way over and kind of look down at you. Both of them apparently pretty young. Just
Ryan will take the lead. Young
taps
young wanderer. He's
Oh,
back in with a big ass smile.
Your tiny pony.
The man taps another man on the shoulder, kind of points at you guys making your way in. They kind of whisper to each other for a moment before, "Oi!
Oi!
Who are you?"
Hello.
Hello.
Well, we're representatives of the Lord's Alliance.
Oh, you come from that fort to the east?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
That would be yes.
Kind of narrows his eyes at you. Could you guys roll a persuasion check for me?
I have +4. What about you,
I got a
Flavian?
+7.
Wait, go ahead.
Now that I said it, it'll be Jinx. It'll be a Jinx roll now that I've said it.
That sounds familiar.
6,
Oh, that's
16.
Nice.
16. Not bad.
Again, kind of. Alright. Watch yourselves here, yeah. I don't know if you've heard about all the shit that happened here.
That's why we're in town now.
Oh, very good. We were looking for fucking reinforcements. Lost a few of our men on the way over. You here to stay?
No, sir.
Stay.
Here to stay for a little bit, but not for long. We're here to gather information, help out where we can, things like that.
Oi, alright. Here to help and gather information, fuck. Sounds like a fun time for you, yeah. Kind of glanced over at the other guard who's close to him. What exactly kind of information are you looking for? Sorry?
How old does this guy look?
He looks
Like,
like
20. So does he look older or younger than me?
He looks younger than you. Like, you can hear from the way he's talking, it sounds like he's putting on a voice, kind of lowering it unnaturally a little bit. He's like, he's got like not a baby face, but he doesn't quite have any facial hair, and he's kind of skinny. He's got like this kind of rustic red hair, very dark, like not auburn, umber eyes. Just kind of
We're looking for quite a few people, but what's your name, friend? I'm Clarion.
Ayula, sorry.
One thing I can think to ask is, you said you need reinforcements. She pulls out some parchment, and she's like, "Go ahead." She jumps off her horse. Give me a list of things that you guys need help with, and we can bring it back to camp and let them know if we can maybe send some people to help you guys out.
Boy, what the fuck? How? Okay, all right. You see the man makes his way down, kind of flanked by this other guard. My name's Dean, by the way. As he looks over at you, Clarion, kind of making his way down.
Nice to meet you, Dean.
Nice to meet you as well, I suppose. He kind of stands down at the foot of the stair and waits for Ayula to approach him. Kind of, all right. And he takes the book from you.
No, parchment, not my book.
Parchment, yeah. Takes it. He kind of looks at it, and he kind of starts to write. Looks at it. And he's like,
it's just paper.
Yeah.
So.
He kind of, all right, yeah, yeah. Hands it back to you, and you can see it's just like simple supplies. They don't seem to need too many reinforcements. More just they're not getting too much from the capital at the moment. They've been here for a little while.
Should be simple.
Yeah.
Isn't too difficult at all.
That'd be nice of you. He kind of glances up. He scans his eyes across this group that is with you. And he's like, do you lot, is this the kind of people you travel with all the time, or is this your forward scouts? How does this work?
And Eric's gonna kind of try to fight his accent here. War makes strange bedfellows. You understand?
This is,
Are you all right, friend? You got like something in your throat?
Been on the trail many miles. I got half the liter of dust in my throat.
Anyway, one thing really quickly, Dean, you look like a local, a really popular local. You happen to know anyone named Gavin?
Devin? No, I'm not a local actually. I came from Kirkcaldir.
Oh.
We were sent out here to by if you're from that fort, then your ambassador came and kind of negotiated to get us stuck out here.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. He kind of nods, and you can see like there's this little hint of disdain, like no passive insight required. He does not like being stuck on the far western side of Alaran, away from the safety of Kirkcaldir.
How things been for you then? Imagine.
Yeah. I'd like to go home. I'd like to get this all done. I'd like this place to be done with whatever they're doing. I'd like the war to be over. Just like everyone else. Yup.
Indeed. Have things been difficult for you lately? Have there been attacks or anything like that on the village?
There were attacks, like, they'd said there were attacks before we got here, but they've been slower. We had one or two, but nothing that we couldn't handle with a lot of us. Just worried they're going to start sending more now that they've probably not gotten back their scouts. You know, that sort of thing.
When did it start slowing down exactly? A couple weeks ago? Or?
The people up in the high tower there, as he points back, and you can see he's gesturing over his shoulder, kind of to that high city area. Behind the wall, there's a very similar to Holyhead. There is a massive tower that has a sigil of Umberlee at the top of it. Yeah. People up there were saying that your group came through, took care of something in some tunnels or some shit, and did him a solid. Put him down a little bit.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I will reach within my pouch, pull out 5 gold for each of the 2 guards. Doing good work out here. Remember that.
Takes it. Just looks at the man. Boy, fuck yeah, Hank, we're rich. We are. Yeah, as they take it. And they kind of glance over, and you can see there's like a small tavern over here to the east. Where these individuals are sitting and drinking. You kind of look at each other and just nod to each other before they make their way back up the stairs. Already knowing what they're
good?
gonna do with that gold.
Drink there any good?
As he kind of stops on the stairs, looks back down at you. One of the only places around here, you know.
Thank you very much, Dean.
Yeah. Keep making his way up. You guys can look around, kind of taking a moment in the city to listen and kind of keep your eyes and ears out. Those of you with a passive perception higher than 15, which would be Clarion and Mason, who have been standing here and listening out, you can hear that over here, kind of across this bridge, towards this more market area that you were able to see from the hill, there appears to be kind of some sort of ruckus going on, as you can faintly hear like this. It sounds like some manner of not quite like war chanting or war cries or like battle cries. The best that you could think of it as is more kind of like a protest almost, like a strike.
Hmm.
I'm gonna point this out to you and go, well, at least they're public about it.
Yeah.
Oh, we can go over and take a look if you guys want, or we can keep looking around. We're looking for information on and I would kind of, well, I can't cast. I would kind of lean over to Clarion and say, "High Mass, correct?"
That's who we're looking for information on. Who is? Do I remember who the leader is? Because I don't, out of character.
That would be High Mass, yes. You would remember that it is High Mass that you were sent to investigate.
Do I remember who the leader is, or like
their actual leader? You
know it's like in council, but I remember is there like a high? I remember there was like a high.
There is a high member. Caspian, Lady Caspian is the highest member.
I'm gonna yes. Caspian's the man in charge. High Mass is who we're looking for. I'm gonna quickly yell at the Dean. Hey, Dean, can you hear me?
Yeah, as he pokes his head over the wall.
What's going on in town?
Oh yeah, the fucking guilds are up in a fucking ruckus about shit. Fucking wanting a place on the council and all that.
Guilds? Like...
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, you know, like the fishmonger and the trader and the pottery guild and the hunters guild and the fucking... Oh, you got
money
that
in politics, am I right? With money in politics, am I right?
Yeah, fucking politics. Not a big fan of them, I'm not. That's why I'm up here. I'm not over there, as he points to the fucking other side of the city. Oh yeah.
Have these protests gotten violence, or?
No, not too violent. They just kind of make a lot of fucking noise. And they make asses of themselves. I don't know what the fuck they're doing over there. I don't really get it. Seems kind of stupid to me. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dean.
Oh yeah. So let's give you like a half salute.
We're back. So, now we know why they're making a ruckus. Should we see for ourselves, or should we get back on the mission? I have a feeling we want to get there anyway, but going in.
Well, we're here for information, so we may as well get information on the local politics as well. If that's what you want to do.
So we'll pass by, and if something... Actually, hey, Dean.
Yeah, as he pokes his head over one more time.
Where is... do you know where Lady Calypso's is?
Lady who?
Calypso, the main woman in charge I've heard around here.
Oh, you mean Lady Caspian? Yeah. She'd be in that tower over there. Not the tower, the building attached to it. They like to hold up over there, and they have their little secret hush-hush meetings over there. And they won't even let us fucking talk to him sometimes. Fucking assholes they are. We came out here to defend their shit. You see he says that, and he kind of glances around. He's like, wait a minute, I'm the fucking guard here.
Also, Dean, who was it? look qualified, but even I can tell you. I can tell you're quite young, but who's in charge of your lot here?
Who's in charge of our lot?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Captain Stonefist, actually.
Oh, Captain Stonefist.
Yeah, Captain Stonefist.
All right.
He's got a few stone for a fist. You seen him?
Oh, but I would like to.
You could try and find him. He likes to kind of hang out more towards the shore. He not a very talkative man. He isn't. Ever since he lost his hand and all that, no good for him. Mm-mm.
Very well. Thank you once again, Dean.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dean.
He'll kind of step back, and you'll see after a few seconds he'll poke his head over again, almost like expectantly, and seeing you guys continue along. It's a nod to himself. Boy, Hank, we're rich. You'll hear from from far up there. Those of you with the high passive perception.
I can't cast Mage Hand, or else I'd Mage Hand him some gold. Alright.
Continue through, kind of crossing that bridge, heading towards that commotion. As you get closer, you pass through, kind of coming this way from the east, and see that there are quite a few guards scattered about, along with some peasant peoples that are milling about these various shops. You can see that there are some stalls that sell like some fish that they've caught, little trinkets made of pottery, some skins, some hides. Nothing extravagant as you kind of glance around. No jewelry, nothing that is too crazy. Not even really any weapons. There might be a few, but you can see that they almost have like this sort of actual like red tape over them or around their
which way are we coming in from?
What is it?
Which way are we coming in from?
The west over here. Kind of pushing your way through this alley that would come out of that area you just come across, hit the bridge, make your way over, see the guards milling about, watch a few of them walk by. As you get closer to this wall, not quite making it into the high city, it's almost like kind of this breach wall that has a couple of palisades that are currently drawn up. You can see there is a sizable like area that is singed, as there appears to have been a bonfire. And you can just hear this. What do we want? A seat on the council. When do we want it? No. What do we want? Equal respect amongst our peers. When do we want it? Soon. You can see the guards are just kind of watching this with not quite nonchalance, but almost like as you can see, the group is apparently made up of mostly commoners, individuals wearing like very simple clothing, none of them holding weapons. The best they've got is maybe like a pitchfork or like a rake.
I didn't notice any of them like any type of leader among them that like looks like a not necessarily just a leader, but like rich guy funding a protest kind of thing.
Roll perception.
I want to know if this is actually like a for the people thing or it's just some douchebag taking advantage.
Yeah.
Oh, if it was almost a nat 20. 9.
As you look about, there appear to be a few people who are just kind of like in the middle of this group. You can see what appears to be 4 men, one of them very young, and then they kind of go up in years as you go around. One of them looks a little bit older, a little like squat. One looks kind of not bookish. He looks a little rotund, perhaps. Has like scars all over his arms. You can see one that has like this very grayish green cloak on. You might recognize him as something that a hunter would wear. And then a single woman who seems to be amongst them, who is listening to the chanting, and she's kind of going back at it, but you can tell her heart's not really in it. She's kind of out of it.
I also see, is there anyone like a blacksmith or something, like Gavin Jr.? Is it not, obviously I don't know what Gavin Jr. looks like, but is there like a blacksmith around here somewhere?
You don't obviously see a blacksmith shop here, not with that perception. But you can hear like that there is this faint cry of the people just that are in the actual protest circle. That eventually the protest kind of goes to like little speeches as these individuals would come up, and they would begin chanting, "Gavin, Gavin, Gavin, Gavin," as this younger man would step up and kind of bounce his way on all these precariously placed pieces of wood and kind of give a little bow to all the people and wave at them. You guys can see
I'm
him
approaching and watching this.
All right. Everyone else following behind him.
Sure, I'll
Eric's
walk
just
up with him.
keeping his mouth shut, shakes his head, and looks down.
All the people.
You hear this, that he's like, brothers and sisters, we have been off the council for far too long. Too long we have dwelt in the low streets of Aethalar while the High Council is set behind their wall. My apologies. All this ash from this fucking wood I'm standing on is getting into my lungs. We have been oppressed for too long. We have done nothing, and I demand that we should get a seat on the council. I believe that they are all fucking inept, hence leading to the shit that we've gotten ourselves into, leading to us needing to bring individuals from Caracalidir within our walls. And they hear this rabble from amongst the other people. And he kind of... Oh, so I say that I should be appointed representative once we are able to get the guilds up onto the council. You hear this, oh, fuck no, Gavin, no, fuck you, Gavin, from some of the other people that are in the circle. It's like, oh, fuck you, as he points back at two of the other men. I'm the most accomplished here, and one of them kind of steps up. I'm the oldest. Just, well, fuck you, friend. Just smirks at him. This devolves into an argument fairly quickly, as you guys get the sense this is not fucking well organized whatsoever.
It's a shame. I'm gonna look at the and go, I think we found Gavin.
Yeah, definitely found him.
You guys would watch as Gavin is giving his speech. This other individual would kind of step his way over. Stonefist, he'd kind of make his way up to you. Like, out of the corner of your eye, you can see this somewhat older man just kind of approaching, pushing his way through this small crowd. And he kind of gets to you, and he looks up at you, kind of scratches his chin, this, like, faint speckling of a white beard that covers the face. And he... Hey, are you a sellsword boy?
And he's talking to me, right?
Yes, I'm talking to you.
I served with a group called the Pale Fist.
Oh, I don't think I know anything about a pale fist. That's quite unfortunate. Do you serve anyone now? As you see, like, he reaches onto his belt and kind of slowly holds up a coin purse.
Oh, friend, I don't believe any good exchange begins with an introduction.
I wasn't talking to you, boy. I was talking to your big, strong friend here. As he glances back. Oh, you
Well,
too! As he steps
He does.
before I work for
do the
anyone,
talking.
I do need to know who they are.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Okay. Adjust the coin purse. They called me Hendrix. Don't really have a last name. Lost it a long time ago.
And what would you need a sellsword for, like myself?
Oh, well, getting me onto the council, of course. As you can see, there's quite the dispute going on. And, well, if I had my old associate here, then I would be able to get my way onto the council, no problem. But he hasn't been here in years, and I was hoping that once he heard about all the shit going on, he'd come back. But, Knockwaters will be Knockwaters, as he nods to himself.
Oh, you're familiar with the Knockwaters then?
Aye, I am. One of them.
Fun.
So Krathik goes, so you want muscle to help muscle you onto the council?
Yes, a display of strength might do it. If you were to, shall we say, if we perhaps organized a contest, get two of your strong friends here, and we could show the rest of them that you're stronger? That you could perhaps shove them around if things push come to shove, yeah?
We're not looking to fight, sir.
But I'm not talking about fighting, I'm talking about, like, fucking throwing this barrel here as he kicks it. Throwing it a great distance, more than a mortal man can throw it, and scare the living shit out of all of them.
What exactly is your business?
Well,
Imagine, as an esteemed merchant yourself, to seek to represent this group. Imagine that.
An esteemed merchant.
What happened?
Knockwaters will be Knockwaters.
Oh, I see. That's how you know the Knockwaters.
I did a little dealing with Orion years ago. I suppose you know him then?
Yes, we know Orion very well. I brought him some flowers the other day.
Would you be able to pay us with some information?
Well, I could certainly pay you with some information. That is about all that I've got these days, outside of these old bones and a fucking canoe. What kind of information do you need?
Well, my friend's here, and Krathic will point his large hand over at Ayula and Clarion, are looking for some information that they may know the specifics of. I'm not exactly the brains of this operation.
Okay.
We're looking for information on somebody called Hymas.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I've got some information on how I asked for you. Just keep a little hush hush. As he kind of glances towards the guards who are behind you. Yeah.
I would like to look at him, and does he look like a sketchy guy, or does he just look like someone who's had a shit couple years?
Roll insight.
Teen.
You get the sense the war has definitely not been kind to this man. Nor have many years before the war been kind to this man. But he doesn't seem all that sketchy. You don't get that same vibe that you might get off of like Sirius when you talk to him. He's very forthcoming.
That is an interesting offer, friend. I have a couple errands that I do need to run, but we're definitely considering it.
Good.
Perhaps we could discuss things over some beer or some wine.
At a later time today, please.
Hey, that'd do
Sounds
better for you.
Thank you very much.
He'll give you like a faint nod. He'll kind of lean over to Stonefist and kind of, hey, if you want to, kind of give like a little fisticuffs motion. Hey, toss, yeah.
I'm gonna pretend not to notice. I'm gonna look at Yule and Mason and do some small talk and pretend not to notice.
He looks down at like a barrel close to him, Stonefist, and just kind of like points to it. He's like, makes like a throwing motion, just thumbs up.
I mean, he can throw a barrel, sure. You gonna make an athletics check?
Yes, give me athletics
Oh my
check.
god, this is not.
With my
Eric puts his hand on his shoulder and just shakes his head.
You want to do it too, boy? She glances at you, Eric. You're both of you are very strong. Both of you could throw a fucking barrel if you like.
I'm just looking
Is
at...
this about throwing barrels? We have not agreed to a deal, I believe.
Deal. No, just said nothing. Smile.
Alright, let's get to our other business.
We'll be back.
Hey.
A fire can be lit at any time, sir.
Let's not
I'm gonna
light
look-
fires.
Has Gavin noticed us?
You can see that as you're standing there, Gavin has noticed you, and he kind of scans his eyes over all five of you, and he kind of, See, just hops his way off of the wood.
I'm gonna nod, like, back to the way we came, and just really be like, maybe we shouldn't do this in front of Henrik's. And I start to walk backwards, out of eyesight. I don't walk backwards, I turn around and walk.
Okay. Makes his way over. Kind of gets to Mason first as he's kind of moving his way through the crowd. Hello there, miss. Haven't seen you around. Who's this group you're with?
I just nod at him. I forgot what I was supposed to say. Does
Don't
he not
worry.
know who we are? Is that who it is?
Don't worry, miss. I find myself tongue-tied in my presence, too. I don't...
Oh, I'm quite sure it isn't that. These are my new acquaintances, and I introduce everybody, hoping somebody's going to take over the conversation.
How
I am
much?
just
How old does Gavin look?
Gavin
I would
looks
say
like
he looks fairly young.
yeah, he's like 20s, mid to late 20s maybe.
How handsome does he look?
Yeah,
Oh,
handsome.
he's handsome.
He's pretty
Yeah.
hot boy summer for Gavin.
There we go. Clarion will walk up and offer a hand and go, Clarion, nice to meet you.
You see, he kind of looks at your hand and just kind of turns it around and just kind of Gavin's glorious goods. As he reaches out and shakes your hand.
Pleasure to meet you, Gavin. What's your glorious goods? What is your trade?
Well, before I came here, I was kind of a catch-all, or I was more of a blacksmith before I came here. Apologies, still working on the pitch. I came here, and this place had no fucking organization. You had that dickhead, as he points to Hendrix, trying
Hendrix
to run
watching
every...
us.
Oh yeah, he's totally looking at you.
Oh, this is why I wanted to walk out. This is why I wanted to walk out of eyesight.
As he's walking.
I'm listening to it and I'm just smiling and nodding. I'm just there. I don't really care what he has to say, but
In your speech up there, I think your pitch will come together in no time. Gavin.
Oh yeah. So that guy was trying to run everything, did a really shit job of it, and now I kind of came in whenever I came over here, and I fucking ran the place. I own most of the guilds now. Hence why I think I should be in charge of, well, whenever we get the council to let us have a seat, which hopefully will be soon, if we could dispose with one of them, or convince them to depose one of their members, perhaps?
Depose? Surely they cannot just be added. Unless one leave.
You have not been to Aethelor very long, friends. He smiles at you. Families go in and out, but it's always families, never the people. Hence why I am here to represent the people.
It's quite the noble goal, friend. How long have you been here?
A couple years.
Couple of years, huh? Interesting. So you must be quite familiar with all the local gossip and all these council members you hate oh so very much.
I know a thing or two.
Insight
I
check.
suppose you're asking for... sure.
I want to specifically. I want to see if he's like trying to bullshit us with the full. I figure he's a politician, but I want to specifically check if he's like trying to present a front of like incompetence / wholesomeness.
I want to take a look at his hands. I want to shake his hands. He's claiming to be a smith. Do these hands even look like they've done any smith work?
Roll perception. And what was it, Mason? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to assist, but at 16 you didn't need assistance.
You can give it to him. You can always roll higher.
I would love an assist. I will take it regardless.
So, I can assist whoever's going to run.
Another 16.
Hey, look at that.
Right. And Eric, give me perception, see if you notice his hands.
I can assist with that too.
17.
That's fine.
See, my assistants will do better than my rolls. My rolls of sex, so yeah.
Kind of look that guy over with Clarion. So Clarion, the guy, like, he has confidence in himself. He does not seem to be bullshitting you with this confidence, right? Seems to know what he's talking about, seems to know a little bit what he's doing, and he doesn't seem like he particularly doesn't want to help the people, as he, you know.
I was sticking specifically on the, like, I'm still working on the pitch. Like, he's not actually that nervous, is he?
Oh, fuck no.
That was just like either a bullshit line or like a rare slip.
No, that is like a slip that he is trying to cover with that role. You get the sense that he's just trying to make himself come off more human, perhaps more humble, perhaps. And Eric,
the confidence is genuine.
Yes, confidence is very genuine. Eric, the 17, you can notice that there are calluses and like small burns on the hands that would indicate to you that this man has smithed in his life. They're not quite fresh. There isn't like anything that shows that he's done it quite recently.
Well, he's 20. He's on. Yeah. There's evidence he's at least familiar with the forge. Okay, thank you.
Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing.
All right.
Oh, that's the case. Figure you talk a lot about this one fellow over there. What is his name?
high mast?
The man that previously talked to us, I had forgotten what his name is.
Oh, Hendrix?
Hendrix.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the person.
And tell me, what is this deal with this Hendrix? He said you would run him out of town or something like that.
Oh, I ran him out of his position.
I see.
Or more so, I just did better at his job than he did. Because he has been trying to ride the tails of an old business associate for years, hoping that he'll come back and, like, help him, but he never did. And so, kind of a little sad for the old man, but, progress is progress.
Can you bear this man no ill will?
Oh, of course not. If the man wants to sit there and he wants to wait for someone else to come and help him, he can do that. As long as once I get everything together and he can actually do shit, that's all I care about.
And is it just you two hoping to lead them, or are there other savvy politicians? Obviously not as savvy as you.
Well, that guy over there, as he points to the man who you can see is like surrounded by individuals who appear to be fishermen. He can't tell his ass from a hole in the ground, so I think he doesn't even understand what's going on. He's just kind of here. She, very quiet she is, and he, not so much good on the talking, shall we say. So I think I'm the good one here. I think I am the good choice. I am the best choice.
The best choice, but are they also choices?
No.
Can I insight check him to see if it was like a mistake that I mentioned high mast? Like, look around and just see if he's like eyeing us, or if any guards are coming near us, or who's listening to us.
Yeah, roll insight.
Systems.
Okay.
Mason's gonna hang around with you.
Well, I'm happy for the assist. Not so happy. 8 is the highest I could get with advantage.
8? He's not like... His demeanor didn't noticeably change when you mentioned high mass. The guards might have kind of glanced your way, but they didn't move. Just saying the name of a member of the High Council might have drawn their attention.
Okay.
They didn't seem to linger on you, but not that you can tell, at least.
I would say, can we speak to the High Council? We're from a camp nearby, and we're looking for any way possible to help the town.
Oh, yeah. Sure, you can speak to the High Council. March your way on up, as he gestures towards the high wall. If you're from that camp they were talking about, I'm sure they'd be fucking great happy to meet you, or to see you. So they won't shut up about you.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
It's to be talked
thank you very
about.
much. You guys want to go then?
We
Yeah,
shall.
let's head that way.
I think so.
Well, look at Gavin, I'm just gonna look at him and be like, hopefully the next coming times, we'll see you in there as well. Out to the people, my friend.
Gavin, where's your shop these days? Obviously you're not here all the time. I might be looking for a little ironwork.
Oh, it's down by the dock, yeah. Keep it kind of hush-hush, and I distribute my goods pretty evenly. I have other people that do work for me as well. Kind of a thing. But none of them are as good as me. He smiles.
And I'm sure you're worth the gold. Thank you.
I'd like to think so.
Out to the people, friend.
What I'm trying to do is like pass off my interest in high mass as just an interest in the council in particular. So, okay.
As you are beginning to make your way, Gavin would point you towards the high wall. It's not but a jaunt through the road that leads kind of up towards the wall. And it's not too different as you make your way up and kind of press into the citadel area. There are larger houses around. You can see a few manors, some with stables that are dotted about inside. There is a central, like, temple-looking area that you guys might recognize has a similar iconography that was prevalent in Holyhead. It's a 3-story affair. You see there is a massive tower that sticks out of the back. At the top of it are those 2 waves crashing. You can see there are a couple of individuals milling about outside who don't look to be of any importance. Looks like a guard, perhaps, and probably a commoner. Just the guard kind of just taps his hand.
I'm going to look at you and just be like, so, can you still do that thing where can you still disguise yourself?
No.
Okay. If that's the case, I would
Yeah.
in case they have the same taste in statues as our friends at Holyhead, perhaps you should hide behind one of our lodge friends.
They're definitely not our friends at Holyhead. Holyhead sucks. But okay. Yeah. Let's go then, and do try to be civil. You know.
Of course. You've ever known me not to be.
Yeah.
You guys would push your way into the temple. You'd see that it is a relatively simple affair compared to the last one that you were in, coming from the south here. There's a small pool that decorates the front of the area, shimmering, has like this beautiful mosaic of what you would guess to be Umberlee, the Wave Mother, kind of riding across a wave, trident in hand, facing down a storm. You can see that there are like little bits of iconography around, though none of it is quite as shall we say, brutal as some of the stuff you saw at Holyhead. There doesn't appear to be anyone preaching. You can see there is a door to the far back that is just two simple wooden double doors, and there's this man who's kind of hanging about at the front. You guys press your way in, and he kind of looks up from what he was doing as he appears to be glancing over some papers and hello, as he sees you making your way in.
Hello. It's good to meet you. We are from the camp, and we are here to see how we can help you guys defend against Holyhead, and maybe if we can get some supplies to you. Pretty much touch base, see how everything's going down here. Get a feeling for, the political climate and everything.
Political climate.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Are any of those statues that we saw from before there?
No, they're not actually. This place seems to be entirely bare of said statues, or the ones that kind of drew your attention at Holyhead. They're very simple ones. It looks more like individuals that you get the sense are probably old leaders. None of them non-human. They all appear to be human statues. Okay.
Your name, sir?
My name? My name is Lord Leander Riptide.
Leander Riptide. Clarion, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. He kind of glances you over.
I gently nudge Krathic as we enter, take a knee to at least show some respect, then follow behind Clarion.
Krathic goes in the door and takes his 7-foot tall self and kneels down for a couple of seconds before standing up.
Okay. He kind of glances back as he watches your compatriots move in, and quite the respectful bunch you have, better than some of the others that we've seen. It is good to see you again. It's been a couple weeks since any of your people came to our city, and sent quite the force when you came last, as he glances over the lot of you. I don't recall seeing any of you before. None of you have been to our city before?
This is my first wonderful time.
Same
First
here.
time.
First time.
Then allow me to perhaps, if you'd like to follow me, I can show you to the council chamber. You can meet all of us, and that would work for you.
Magnificent.
He would gesture you back, and he would lead you through those doors into a small room.
While we walk, I quietly whisper to Krathic, "We are fish about to go into a shark's pool. Remain a low profile."
Noted.
That's why I do the talking, friends.
Have you heard me much?
Guys,
Keep it that way.
These two are actually.
As a Mason is just quiet by nature. She does not want to draw attention to herself whatsoever.
Guys file into this room. The man kind of taking his place at one of the tables. And kind of stands as these other 7 individuals look up at you. And
I kneel as I enter this room again.
I follow Eric's lead.
I don't kneel. I just do a small head tilt in respect.
Mm-hmm. Me as well.
The woman kind of looks up. Leander, who is this? She kind of glances at him. Individuals from the camp, my lady. Here to learn more about how they can assist us. She, Interesting. Well, she stands up and observes a lot of you. Quite the interesting bunch they've sent. Haven't had anyone as tall as you in our halls before. She glances over at Krathic.
He gives a bow. Says, "Milady."
Yes. What can I do for you? I'm not quite
We're
sure.
here simply to touch base.
Touch base.
Yeah.
I see.
See if there's anything. It has been quite some time since we have sent representatives. By the way, I'm Clarion.
Lady Amara Caspian.
Amara. Lovely name for a lovely woman.
Thank you. So, if you're here to touch base, she gestures the rest out, kind of. If you would make room for our guests, yes, and you'd watch as the rest of the individuals would stand and file out quickly.
As they're walking away, I would quietly make way, and I want to see if any of them look particularly insulted that we're there.
Oh yeah, as you make your way, no insight required. This guy, kind of a smaller, gruff-looking gentleman, black beard, like shorter black hair, a scar that runs over his cheek. You can hear him mutter as he walks by. Fucking outsiders. He makes his way out of the room, followed quickly by the rest of the council.
A quick question: have I been muted for a little bit?
Yeah, you were.
I think I was muted.
Talking.
Oops.
Yeah, we haven't heard anything.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you were.
that's not good. Okay. Well, as I was saying, I would pull out my paper from the guard with the list of things that he said we would need, and I would kind of hold it out to Lady Caspian the second she looked like she was ready to accept that.
Mm-hmm. Shoot. What is this? She takes it and kind of looks at the paper.
Well, when we got here, I asked the guard at the door, one of the ones from Cape Caladir, what sort of supplies you guys might need from our camp, what sort of help, and he gave us that little list to start with. If you could maybe expand on that so we could send people to help you out and better understand the situation.
Of course, we could always use more of your soldiers to deal with the tunnels as one of your last groups did. They did a good job, but we've been dealing with Holyhead coming back, apparently. And in terms of supplies, we're doing somewhat okay, but obviously, in a time of war, we are always in need of some things. Furthermore, we would obviously like to attempt to rally against Holyhead at some point now that we have somewhat of a garrison.
Oh, I agree with you there.
Yeah, Holyhead is no friends of us.
Glad to hear it. She kind of glances you all over and leans back in her chair. Why are you really here?
Seems quite lucky that we arrived seemingly mid-council meeting. There's some pressing issues that being dealt with, if I may ask.
Some murmurings, the presence of the guilds in the marketplace has caused quite a stir. Discussing that and looking into some other issues, perhaps. Nothing to concern yourselves over. We aren't exactly
Some personal business of the council
personal business, yes.
that we may or may not have gotten wind of.
I'm sorry. She kind of leans against it for a second. Cocks her head.
Yes, I believe one of our former contacts, or one of our comrades, had not suspicions, of course, I would not insult the council, but feelings about one particular member. Not quite as friendly as you, Lady Caspian.
And who would that be? If I may ask.
I believe you know.
She leans forward a little bit and kind of brushes some dust off the table. Boreal has been a faithful member of the council for almost as long as I've been alive. He's a gruff man. He doesn't enjoy the presence of outsiders, but I see how that could arouse some suspicion amongst your rank, but shrugs.
What is the reputation of the Highmast family?
They've been servants of this place for quite a little while. They always kept to themselves for quite some time. She kind of glances out the door. There perhaps was some suspicion of them for a while, as they hail from Holyhead, but,
Suspicion of?
well,
Other
that they
than
would not stay here, that they would simply come and take what they wanted in terms of perhaps getting a council seat, then leave. But his ancestors proved otherwise.
I see. And out of character, I do know that Boreal is. That's Highwater's first name. Okay.
He'll also refer to the High Mass family directly after saying the name.
I see. And so there's no past criminal dealings, things like of a criminal nature or particularly foul deeds of the Highmast family history?
I would think not. Not that I know of.
I'm trying to suss out whether or not she knows about their smuggler's den in the tunnels.
Roll insight.
Distance.
Yep.
Whispering on silent. That's helpful.
18 and 19.
So you can look over, and with your assistance, Mason can just kind of looking over and reading her. Mason gives you a little bit of a nod, confirming your initial suspicion. That looks like she. Mason doesn't exactly know what she's looking for, right? Not the information that you know, but she doesn't seem to be like lying or hiding anything. She seems pretty forthcoming with you guys.
I see. That is good to know. I will inform our comrades that there is nothing to be concerned about. I understand that the attacks, the attacks from Holyhead have declined in the past couple of weeks.
Yes, from the we believe from the tunnels that your friends initially cleared out. Perhaps they've taken up another refuge or found another branch to invade, but whatever the case, we've seen more of them. Why?
What is the nature of the attacks so far? Have they been concentrated efforts, or have they been more scouting parties, throwing a couple arrows?
Some have been concentrated, some scouting. We've had some come from overland, some seemingly from those tunnels. The ones that came from the tunnels are more raids. The ones from the outside, which have been more common, have been the, shall we say, as you said, scouting, hit and run.
I believe, if I may interrupt, some of our fellow associates were thinking of clearing out the tunnels even more so to use as a possible evacuation route for the people of this town. Is that something that you would work with us to help establish?
We could certainly try something. If you would come and tell us what exactly you would need for it, we could perhaps.
Okay, that would actually be really good. Because we were planning on clearing some of the tunnels, maybe not getting a full map of them because that would take quite a lot of time, but figuring out directions that we could send people in case there was another raid and people needed to escape. So I will let the next group that come out here knows that you can help them with that.
Wonderful. I shall nod.
What is this business with the Guildmace masters? We heard quite the ruckus outside as we came in.
They wish for a seat on the council. They believe that our families have held power for far too long, and we do not allow a voice of the people, though we all came from different backgrounds. We all rose to our power in different ways. Not all of us have been on the council as long as others. So,
You know who leads them? Who would seek to be their representative?
I've heard the name Gavin a few times. Wow.
And I imagine you have. Let me see if I can count real quick. Out of character, let me see if I know how to count.
Yeah.
8.
8 seats. What do you do in matters where there's a tie?
We don't simply, as I said, we don't really come to that often. We are often able to reach conclusions as we all work together for the good of the place.
And where's... Not that I do not distrust your counsel, of course. After all, you've been quite cordial with us. Where is the harm in at least adding, or it's not a member of the council, an advisor, on behalf of the locals or the population? Is there a particular reason other than tradition?
Tradition. Well, Aethlar was founded by 8 of us. Aethlar has been ruled by 8 of us for hundreds of years. And we believe it should stay that way. Persuasion.
Well, it is important to hold true traditions.
What was that?
You can roll persuasion for me, though.
Oh,
Yeah. See if she likes what you're putting out.
I was gonna say, do you need me to say
25.
it?
25.
Oh,
25.
you didn't need any
Woo!
assistance. Nice.
Perhaps
Oh.
we could think about it, but it would need to be discussed by the entire council, and that would take some time, so...
Of course. Simply said, history has proven that people sated is better than people angry.
Of course. Well, if that is all you've come for, just to inquire about our status and about one of our members and try to appoint a 9th member to our council, is there anything else I can assist you with? She smiles.
Actually, yes. Has there been any mapping of the tunnels beneath Aethelor, or at least of the immediate area?
No. There was... we thought about sending some of these new arrivals, but decided it was probably against our best judgment. We don't want to anger the king.
I see.
One more thing. We heard about a blacksmith that lives around here. That is here, right? I kind of turned back to Diane.
Yes, I believe we were sent to look for a certain individual. Yes.
Yeah, he is also kind of important because we could use a blacksmith at camp, and we were wondering if we could perhaps, well, he's an apprentice, I believe, if we could perhaps talk to him and see if we could bring him over to work for us.
The only smith that I know of is Gavin.
That is him, I believe, who we are looking for. So,
Okay, then we will go back and talk to him. Thank you very much.
we may have 2 birds in 1 stone for you, my lady. I insight check her just to be like, what's her... This time I'm looking, and you're like, does she feel like she's outmaneuvered us?
Yeah, well, insight.
She look little...
Assistance.
Mason is sitting, observing, listening, intrigued by the entire conversation, keeping her
That's a
ears open.
13 and a 14.
A little bit of assistance from Mason. She looks over at you and she's kind of, gives you a look. Is not outmaneuvered you, but she definitely knows who runs the convo here. If that'll be all, then
Of course, my lady. I hope we see you again.
yes, the streets are yours. Just don't cause a commotion. And she would kind of call. Return, and you watch as the rest of the council would shuffle their way back in. As Highmast would look at Krathic, who's sitting in his seat, and he would fucking scowl. He would glare at you. from
Can
behind.
I insight check Highmast when he's not looking at me?
Certainly.
I
And
would
would,
like to. I would like to
Eh.
actually. I would like to assist by doing the classic
Yeah.
alpha move of breaking his vision by standing up in front of
I
him.
would give
With
you
the ass-
assistance. Yep.
Yeah.
With the
good
assist,
job.
I got a 13.
13. Not hard to tell. He does not like fucking. He does not like any of you. He makes his way back in. He looks around. He is glaring the entire time as he sits down. You can again hear him mutter. Like he reaches down, Krathik, as you stand up, and he brushes his seat off as though there's dirt in it. Where he sits back down.
Krathik just bends over and he goes, "Apologies, my lord," and he goes about his business.
Oh, you're too nice. I would not have done that.
What does
I'll
Lady
whisper to
Marin
you.
look like? What does Lady Marin look like? Does she look like she has a similar vibe as High Master?
No, the only person you can tell a couple of them are kind of looking at you unfavorably.
I'm mainly asking because I was sitting in her seat.
Oh, she kind of walks over and she like looks at it and like she does check it just to make sure there isn't actually dirt, but she sits down. She kind of looks at it, you know. Perhaps has had some people sit in her seat before that weren't quite as clean as you guys are.
Smile, nod my head.
Gives you a little bow for her.
Let's go talk to the blacksmith about joining us, and we can be on our way.
I'm going to lean close to Krathik and tell him, take lead.
Wait, you mean like
We are on
leave?
our way. Thank you for your time.
When Clarion goes, I just want him in the front. I don't trust any of these people. I just want him in the front. I'll take Lydia.
Thank you for
You
your time,
didn't-
Council.
Thank you for your time. And she would also leave.
Lady is the last one out.
Mhm.
Giving a glance at Lady Marin.
I will bow as I walk away.
Okay.
The second they're out of earshot, Ayula kind of like sighs, like she really expected that to go a lot worse than it did. Because she's been in a similar situation before. So, off we go.
Yeah. You guys make your way back, and there's still that protest going on in the lower city. Gavin is still rallying people. He watches this other guy at the far side. Oh, Gavin, maybe I could make a speech. Sure, give it a go, friend. The guy walks up and he kind of, oh yeah, I think I could be a really good representative because, well, I fished these waters my entire life. And
It's
well,
like student council vice president speech.
yeah. And well,
Oh,
I really love this town, you know. I've grown up here my whole life, and you know, I've been here longer than Gavin has. And you can see this.
I'm gonna start walking down the steps and kind of wave at Gavin, and gesture to like head a little discreet. Let's be like my head like someone that's a little bit more discreet than our last conversation. Probably like over this corner. So I'm gonna start walking.
Yeah.
Gavin will stride his way over.
Out of character,
Yeah.
were we told to get the blacksmith or the blacksmith's apprentice? Because I'm pretty sure we're supposed to get Gavin's
Okay.
apprentice.
We're
but I'm
told
not-
specifically get Gavin.
No, I don't
He was who we were specifically told. It wasn't. ASO told Clarion that get Gavin. Ideally, get Gavin to replace his father, and then get his father to come to the fort. That's what he was told by ASO.
Okay, cool.
Or we can take Gavin Jr. ourselves and send a note up to Kirkaladir.
okay.
Okay.
Whoever's gonna talk to him, I will give advantage because I have persuasion, and I'll stand by Gavin and kind of, yeah, I'll flirt with him as best I can.
Clarion and me should talk to him, maybe.
I'm not gonna talk to him because I suck my charisma.
I think
You seem to think
Krathik
that
and
you
I are
do.
going to play Meat Shield.
Right, nice.
That's the plan.
Kevin, we have a proposal for you.
Yeah.
So
What's the proposal?
Yeah.
we have a camp that can
Mhm.
pay a lot of money,
Can you?
and yeah, we're looking for a blacksmith.
Are you?
We are indeed. We can pay a lot of money. We can have you can have a warm bed to sleep in. All sorts of good stuff.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
Okay, at advantage.
Yes.
At advantage.
Okay,
Mason.
the
I'm
first
just gonna
one's
smile, lean into him and smile as she's talking to him.
17.
I'm being nice.
Okay.
17.
He kind of looks down at Mason. He's like, looks back at Ayula. Well, that all sounds quite nice. I've got my little niche carved out here. I'm about to be put onto the council at some point. I've got this whole business I'm gonna start, so
That's actually the interesting part. If you would like Eula.
Well, we just talked to the council. They do not seem very keen on accepting people from the guild into the council. Sorry about that.
maybe a little
They didn't
convinced then.
actually,
Clarion,
really didn't
permission?
seem keen. I know that, and I do know in character that they seemed a little like, maybe we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Is that the vibe I got in character?
Maybe, sorta.
It's
The vibe
actually,
I got was they thought that the commoner people did not deserve a seat and that they needed to hold to tradition.
Keep it in character. Talk to each other.
that's actually, bit not necessarily extreme, but, it did seem they were at least open to considering representative.
So it sounds like I've got my shit carved out for me here, especially if I'm gonna bring all the guilds together and conglomerate some more, put all the gold in one place, and then I'm gonna open the Gavin's Glorious Goods, and we will sail about the entire Moonshine Isles once this war is over, and Aethelor will become a booming metropolis again, right after they convince the guards to go and fucking take care of Holyhead, but that's beyond the point.
Eric's gonna say 3 words. You
Are
bet
sure
your
you want me
life.
considered? Sure you want me to consider?
I'm gonna look at a Yule and like raise my eyebrow and be like, should I? I don't know if she knows me well enough to know that.
Ayula is not giving you a happy look. She is like, why did you say that? You just can, like, with my eyes, I'm trying to say you just convinced him to stay.
Because I'm gonna try to make a move, and I'm gonna see if Yule gives me the vibe of don't make the move.
He looks over at Mason and, well, it would be nice to go back with you, dear. Like I said, I've got my whole thing card. If you'd like to stay here, though, I could certainly, like, put you up in a nice house once I've got everything together. I'm about to be pulling in a lot of dough. Yeah?
That's quite a nice offer, but I would much rather go back to the camp. And just think, you would be the first blacksmith. You could establish yourself, and you'd have everything you want right there. You would have no competition or anything.
Roll persuasion.
Okay,
Oh no.
nice assist somehow.
Please, can you?
I don't know how I would be able to, but
Oh, I'm the
Just
one.
say, yeah. She agree
it's
with
true.
her.
Yes, it's true. You
You're
will
all
be able
talking.
to.
You can roll.
Oh
Persuasion.
no.
All
If
of
you
us
saw it, I
can.
rolled a no. A 9.
9. He kind of.
Yeah.
With advantage?
Oh, did you give me advantage? I thought you.
Yeah,
okay.
you've got it. Go and take it. It's good.
Oh, a 6. I got a 9 and a 6. I'm better at giving advantage than actually doing it myself.
See, dear, I might not have competition there. I don't have competition here either.
I'm going to look at him at this point and be like, "That's the thing."
I'm looking at Clarion and I'm just kind of like looking for permission. Can I try my way now?
No, I'm gonna look at him and go, no. Look at him and just do a slight head tilt and just go, listen, that's
Acknowledged.
the thing, Gavin. When we spoke with the council, they were open to a representative. They did not seem too keen on you specifically as the representative.
Well, who did they want? Him? He points to Hendrix. Him? Her?
You've
Him?
caused quite the stir,
Yeah.
and they're not fans of that.
Well, that's unfortunate. I mean, I'm gonna cause stirs, and I'm gonna make some enemies, but I'll make some friends. And I don't think they're gonna be able to resist once I've got everything
That's
together.
the thing, though. Would you rather have tried to be on the council and no friends at all, or would you rather take a step back and have a friend there instead?
And I just smile at him.
Oh my god.
Hanging
I
off of his
one
arm.
thing. Hanging off his arm. Those big green eyes just staring into his.
Hmm.
How about we
Understood.
make a deal? If the council thing doesn't work out, you or maybe even your father, if you wanted to take over for him, complete job with us. We are sending a group to help with the tunnels maybe tomorrow or the next day, and we could ask them to send you. We could ask them to talk with you, perhaps. If your council bid doesn't work out.
Alright, I have an idea. I have an idea for you. If we're making deals, he kind of glances around. I think it's no fucking mystery that High Mass doesn't like your type. Yeah? No mystery at all. He fucking hates
No
you.
mystery at all.
No mystery.
I think he's a prick. And if anyone's going to be ousted from the council, I'd want it to be him. So, let's say that I've done a little bit of exploring of the cave since I've been here. And I know that he might not exactly be on the up and up. How about this? You lot go to his place, get some evidence that he's not on the up and up, and then I slide my way into the council, and maybe I can do a little something for you.
We're not particularly the group for that, and that also sounds like breaking and entering, which is illegal, and no. That's my vote, at least.
Speaking, IMS doesn't like us, it's true. That being said, you are more, I'll be frank now, you're more valuable to us at camp than you are here. So, we're happy to help sweeten the pot, but you being on the council does not help us with that. Unless you make contact with your father and convince him to join us and leave. We need you or we need your father. That's our thing.
Look,
And
friends,
if you...
And regardless, we need you to at least. Actually, we have the part we need at the moment, which is no, you're okay. Your father was concerned about you, so we wanted to. We found you. We can tell him you're doing quite well and the rising politician.
look, friend, you guys all could make good politicians. You're good with words. See that.
Okay.
But I've given you what I've said. I'm happy here, and I can do a lot more for myself here. So, don't think I'm gonna be coming with you today. No.
Okay, well, you know where the camp is then. Come on, guys, let's go.
Very well. Have anything you'd like us to say to your father?
Hello. How's he doing? How's the business going? Sort of a thing.
All right. See you later, Gavin.
Yes.
Can I do an insight check on Gavin to see, like, what he thinks of us, pretty much?
Sure.
Okay,
Assistance.
cool. Oh, assistant, yay. Because the other one was a 3, and this one is a 11.
11. Best you can tell, like, he isn't being like too condescending whenever he was talking, saying that you guys are good with words. It's just that he thinks you're barking up the wrong tree. He really thinks you
Okay.
guys don't have anything to offer him compared to what he's got here, or what he's got
Yeah,
like
that makes
set up
sense.
for him here.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, friend.
Yeah. Good luck to you as well. Hope you have safe travels back to wherever the fuck you come from.
Thanks.
Mhm.
Where do you guys want to go from here? You guys want to just head out of the town? Do you want to go back and talk to Dean? What would you like to do?
Out of character, I'm fuzzy. Who's Gavin's dad?
Gavin's dad is a blacksmith in Caer Caladir.
And Caer Caladir.
Gavin
Okay.
Jr.'s father is Gavin Sr.
An adept blacksmith in Caer Caladir who indicated he would come to the camp if you guys got Gavin to come to him.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
We
He's
we should at least.
a group huddle. I'm gonna look at them do a group huddle. So, what do we wish to do now?
Well,
I think we
there's
should.
much information.
I think we should find a quiet corner to at least have a conversation.
It's true. Ian recommended us a great tavern.
Yeah, let's. I don't
Wow,
know,
this
let's
would be the
aim for
first time
that.
in this campaign that I've gone to a pub. I've been playing D&D all wrong for months.
I've been to a tavern. I've been to a tavern like 3 of my missions so far.
Man, I got to go on more
we
of your
should pick up
missions. Too
going
bad
to
we don't get
tavern.
along.
Yeah.
You guys make your way over to that small pub. It's not got any indoor seating. It's like an open stall, right? Like a house front with a window in it.
Does it have ale? That's all I care.
My ears and my narration. Yes, they do have ale.
Hey, how about that?
They have wine.
They have wine, ale, whiskey, some odd things. You see that they ironically seem to have quite a bit of a selection for such a small place. Not in spades. Some of the stuff is quite high price. Ale is fairly cheap. Beer is fairly cheap. So there are a few individuals that are sitting and drinking. So you guys make your way up.
Is that where I'm heading right now?
Yeah, you guys are making
So,
your way.
can we take a quick break?
Yes,
if
I was going
that's
to
okay?
take a break.
Okay, sounds good. So, I've been looking through the mission reports, frantically, because I've read this mission report about the guy who found the thing in the tunnels, and I can't quite remember what it is. I can't find the report.
That's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting to share the information that at least Lady Calypso does not know. Wait, what's her name? Calypso? I have it written down. I should not be this.
Caspian, I believe.
Caspian.
Lady Caspian.
Yeah.
I had not shared in character, but have things to share in character.
I'm just here, frickin' going through the mission reports that I had Ayula read, and I can't remember it. And I'm like, God damn it, there's a thing. It's in the tunnel. It shows that the guy's a bad guy.
Check in the Vegapath RP, because remember you and me had that conversation with Dragana.
I don't think I was in that conversation.
Back in a few.
I do remember it was you, me, and Dragana were doing it. Talking about the 8th floor mission.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's really far up there. Holy crap.
Yeah, I'll be back in a minute.
I'm also getting something to drink. Probably check my phone.
But, yeah. I wasn't really prepared for this mission, honestly. I thought I was gonna, Sorry, am I doing okay? I don't know.
What's going on? What's happening? I walked away. Something happened.
Oh, no, I was... Never mind, I think I'm just messing up. I don't know.
Doing fine. Sometimes the dice do just not roll your way.
Yeah, but also I probably should have researched this a lot more before going on this mission, because there's a lot of political stuff that I'm just completely clueless on.
That's alright. Krathic is just sort of here.
Hendrix wanted you to throw a fucking barrel, man. He wanted you to fucking show your
I
stuff.
mean, I was going to throw the barrel, and then Eric roleplayed the whole thing of grabbing me by the shoulder to tell me no. So Krathic was just like, "All right, I'll." I was gonna heave the crap out of that barrel.
Well, as of now, we're in a good place. We are, visitors of the town. We have been given the blessing of the council to just walk about the streets and do as we please. And that's good. That's good. It's much better than where we were in Holyhead, you know? But yeah, I was expecting that entire thing with the council to like turn on us, and then suddenly we're like in frickin' jail again. And I'm like, no, please don't do that.
You guys are the reason that they currently have guards and are not dying. So
What'd you say?
your group is the reason they have guards right now. So
Oh, so we're in a worse place than I thought. Okay, cool.
in a good way, as in Vet went and got these fucking guards that they have.
Oh, okay, in a good way. I thought it was okay. Sorry. Yeah, I thought you were saying like they have more guards out because we rolled up, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even realize that. Okay.
I'm very amused by Ace's side quest becoming this important to our.
Yes.
This important. I imagined it was gonna be like, oh, we're gonna do a bunch of shit for High Mass, and then we're gonna walk by and bump into Gavin. I was not expecting this. Congrats to you, Boyson. That was very good.
Back for the record.
So, do they have food? Because I would have ordered wine and food.
All right, they'll bring it out. Gold for wine and food.
Excellent.
Not charging too much. Yeah, I mean,
You muted out to me. How much is it?
a gold.
Thank you.
For the wine, how much is the ale? Sorry, I just got back.
It is for a plate of food and a little bit of drink. It is a gold. If you want to just get wine, it's like a silver. The gold is more where it's coming, or the food is more where you're getting all this from, or the combo, shall we say?
Okay.
Getting the combo.
Yeah. I'll get a combo and I'll get an extra ale with it.
Okay.
I'll take the number 1, the number 4, number 3 with no cheese.
I'll be nice and I'll spot a gold to Krathic. Keep the meat
okay.
shield stick together.
You know, while we're here, we should get them to ship some ale to to the fort.
Oh, yeah, that might be actually.
Actually,
That might
not
be
the
a
worst
good
idea.
That's a
No,
great idea.
Sirius would like that. While we're here, Aila would order some wine and some food, and she would listen to the local chatter about the cup. Just trying to like listen in on conversations and see what people are talking about.
Okay. Roll perception.
Assistance.
Yes, as you guys are sitting and talking, listening in.
Arian's having a chat. He's not
For
assisting.
assistance, because the first one was a nat 1, so 12.
12. You don't hear much, unfortunately, with a 12. Kind of the clatter of the individuals, Dean and Hank yelling from the top of the tower is like, while you guys were gone for like maybe an hour or so, they took their break, got drunk, went back to the tower, and they are now just belligerently yelling, kind of blotting out your ears a little bit. Just, "Oi, Dean, watch me do this!" And "No, Hank!" And you watch just one of the other soldiers grab him and pull him back as he like mantles up onto the wall, full armor. He's about to like dive into the river before they pull him out.
Hank was the one on the wall. Do I recognize
Yeah,
the time?
Hank was definitely the one on the wall.
What is this lunch?
I'll wave
What is
at
the
him.
food, by the way?
How's the food?
What is the food? And also, how is it?
What is it? It is like seems to be like rabbit, small game, simple crops that have been grown. You notice there's not many of them, as it appears the town probably does have a little bit of a shortage. But with all the guards around, they feel better about farming and such, and they're doing their best, especially with hunting. The meat is kind of the dominant thing on the plate. And it's not bad. It's not great. It's not bad.
Nice.
You see that as Hank is being pulled off the wall, he would just kind of turn, "Ah!" wave at you as he is pissed, or vomit over the wall.
Nice.
Yeah.
I start cheering. Whoa! And then looking at that, I am going to tell the group, we've had our lunch and all that things. I figured it's worth talking about doing a little bit of a situation assessment. So, we know from Caspian I got the vibe from her that she didn't seem to know about the high mass troubles downstairs. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
She didn't seem to know.
The tunnels and yeah, I've read that report.
It doesn't seem anyone on the council at least doesn't know about High Mass and his side project. We have that to consider if we want to expose him. So it would be a greater betrayal if they didn't know about it. Do we want to get rid of Gavin? We want to see if we can't.
I don't think we should break into accounts. You know, I don't.
We wouldn't break into their house. We'd be going into tunnels and closing those tunnels. We can say we discovered it.
Perhaps. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, couldn't we go into the tunnels to scout something out and just happen to find a smuggler's den run by you know who?
Can I make a perception check to make sure no one's listening to us?
Perception.
Okay.
Assist.
Yeah. Mason, the ever vigilant eyes and ears.
And the ever vigilant. There we go.
He is.
Love our
18.
rogues.
18?
18.
Kind of look
Yeah.
around. This blonde man who is sitting like down here is very like he's glancing up. It doesn't seem like he's kind of like glancing at a book, but he'll occasionally glance up at you guys and just kind of cock his head. He'll glance back down at his book. He's listening, but it seems like he's not particularly interested in what you're saying.
Okay. On the deal, I'm not sure that it would be the best choice to take him up on that, but perhaps, if that's what you guys want to do.
I will say Hendrick's offer could help us, but I don't want us to do it. Because Gavin will recognize us doing it. If we send other people that have not been to Aethelwar.
Good news is we do have a group that's going down into the tunnels, and we just okayed it with the council to help people look through the tunnels and find routes with us. So if we relay this information to the next group can go down into the tunnels and just show whoever they send down to help it. Show whoever they send with us to help clear out the tunnels what's down there, if that makes sense.
Right, but I'm referring more to the Gavin situation. We have two options as far as that goes. We can help him get on the council, which we would do by discovering High Master's activities, you know whose activities. Or we can discredit Gavin by sending another group to help Hendricks. Where do we want Gavin is my concern. Do we want him on the council? Or do we want him with us?
Well, if he's on the council, then will his dad come to help us at camp if he's on the council?
I have not met him. I would have to ask Aso.
I was under the assumption that we needed to bring him to his father.
There is a
We can't do it if
third
he joins
option.
the council.
What's the third option?
By Gavin's own admission, he is basing his future that he has something cushy here in town. But we already know that there are people, multiple persons, who wish his future to be short and less than cheery. And if that were the most probable future to him, then our little offer at the fort becomes a much more appealing one. Does Gavin even know that people wish him to no longer be?
Sure, he knows he has rivals, but he doesn't think any of them are threats.
He's pretty confident in his abilities. So yeah, I would agree with that assessment.
Whatever this hypothetical situation would be, it'd have to be quite intense, and also not lead back to us.
I'm not suggesting it lead back to us, but If-
Naturally, I would hope you're not that thick.
I am suggesting the better part of valor, of patience. Logic would suggest if someone is being so brazen as to approach one sellsword, they'll likely approach another sellsword. And I'm rather certain that within a short time frame, one of them will accept the offer. I suggest we be patient and play hero and get out of Dodge.
Oh, that's what I'm saying with the Hendrix plan. The
Okay.
Hendrix plan is send someone else to sabotage Gavin. That's the Hendrix plan.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We can either sabotage Gavin, we can do a version of the Hendrix plan, or we can help Gavin.
Because
Where do we want him specifically? That's the matter that we can deal with. Either way, it's going to take a little bit more than what we have.
I mean, and the other option would be if we remove, if we get the high mast removed from his position, while also making sure someone besides Gavin fills the position.
That's the thing, though. Who is there to fill the power gap other than Gavin? Hendrix has no support. We'd have to we'd have to boost someone up. Okay, I don't believe we have the time to do so. It's one thing to send another group to harass Gavin next time we come through, or another group to go down the tunnels, but creating a politician that can beat Gavin is going to be difficult. It's going to take time that I don't think we have.
I have confidence in you, Clarion.
What, you would like me to run for the council of...
You're the most silver-tongued individual I've met in quite a while.
There are easier ways to get rid of me, Eric. And I have no taste for leadership and nobility, that's for sure.
Neither do I. Which is ironic.
And when he says that, Clarion is going to give a very subtle look to Oyowa. Just be like, don't say anything, please.
She actually giggles at that and takes another sip of her wine.
Eric doesn't say a thing, but he notices.
Does he? I would like to...
Well, and see.
Please, please, please. I want
Do you
this
like me to
one.
roll something as well, since I am trying to, like...
I'm trying to hide a deception.
You're probably going to succeed. It's going to be a 10. Damn.
22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Eric does not notice as these two are very subtle between each other.
Fine. I'll just get back to drinking my ale then.
Alright, so either way, I think dealing with this is one way or the other. We could let Command decide as well, instead of us.
That's a good point.
Unless,
I think what we can do now that would be the best would be to get another group to go down and clear out those tunnels and let them know that we okayed it with the council for the council to send us people to help with that, you know? Strong people who can handle the falling rocks, or people who can map things out, etc.
out of character, I don't remember. I actually don't remember if they said they would help if we asked. Did they?
Yes.
Yeah, they said they would help. We got
Okay.
that go ahead. So that's one good thing.
I will say it is helpful that we got options. We know what our options now. It is important. Let's say.
That's a good point. And it's good that there are allies and they're tolerating us being here. I was a bit nervous about that, honestly.
Oh,
going
truth.
west again.
That, and I'm quite happy that it doesn't seem as if they'd be upset if Gavin went away.
That's a good
On
point.
the other hand, having an ally on the council would be nice. Do we want the blacksmith or do we want the ally? Because those are the two things we have.
What's going to benefit us in the long term? I mean, they're both nice, but
Do we have any ease of contact to Gavin Sr.? Or is this going to be like a secondary mission to sweet talk him? If we get your boy on the council, will you still come to the fort?
There's gonna have to be some other means of communication, as you guys don't have a particular means to talk to him at the moment, because he isn't Kirkaladir.
Send him a text message.
He is.
No, I just didn't know if someone back at... I knew right here it wouldn't happen. I just meant, would anyone at camp have, like, sending to him? Or are we going to have to, like, shoe leather it to Kirkaladir?
Yes. And she would kind of stop you talking. Oh, we do have someone who's sending. My good friend Steve can send him a message if you'd like.
Well, that trims a little
I'm
bit
not
of...
sure Steve is the best person to send as a diplomat. I love the little guy. But
Oh, if it's just the sending spell, we could easily do that.
it's an option now. I didn't realize the little goblin, he is quite qualified, isn't he?
Never underestimate the little people.
Never do.
Well, everyone's little to you, Krathic.
Not everyone. Dragana is like a foot taller than I am.
Dams.
So I believe our current plan is head back to camp. It's our current plan then. And is there anything else? Actually, do you think we should talk to Commander Stonefist? Should we talk to him over here?
Perhaps. Yeah, if you want to talk to more people, it shouldn't be too hard.
Very well. I am going to look at I'm gonna go order another 2 rabbits.
Okay. Yeah, this kind of younger looking dude behind the counter will give it to you. Here you go. Here you go.
2 gold, right?
Yeah, 2 gold. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. And if no one else has anything to do with the tables, we're heading out to talk to Stonefist. Is that what we're doing, everyone?
okay.
Are we prepared to go? Alright. I will, as we're walking towards the shore, I will go up to them and... Hey, Dean, Hank.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm gonna yell up to the guards and be like, Dean, Hank.
Oi! As they both put their heads over the side.
A snack for you.
Oh! A good man! They like run their way down the tower to retrieve the food from you. A good man!
I'm gonna whisper into Dean's ear and says, anyone from our group comes by, you give them a hello, okay?
Like
Just remember.
like
Fort Vegapeth.
hello? Or like and he'll like pull his sword out of its sheath slightly, or a hello.
Oh no, not that hello. As in, just remember you have friends at the fort.
Oi. No. Return it.
There you go.
Thank you. No. Come on, Hank. We're rich and we're eating.
I'll have to find something else to fish it down, I'm afraid. To drink it down.
I will figure it out.
Goodbye, Dean. Goodbye, Hank.
Hey. They both gave you like a half wave, as they're both plastered.
Oh, wait, I think I see something. Come here, Dean. Behind your ear.
Behind.
And, yeah. And I would, like, reach up and pretend to pull 2 gold coins out from behind his ear like you would to amuse a child. And then hand 1 to each.
Okay, he has no. Ah! Witch!
Oh no! No!
It's not a thief, it's a kid's trick. Kid's trick.
Sleight of hand. Here, I'll show you how to do it. And I pull out a copper and I palm it in my hand. And I'm like, you hold it like that. Then you hold it up to somebody's ear and you just grab it like that. Very easy. Not real magic.
This drunken man tries to follow what you're doing, and like he gets that it's not magic now, but it's too fucking fast for me. Fuck it. I'm going to go eat.
Okay. And I hand them each a gold coin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
he's confused and drunk.
Clarion is coding in his laughter as much as he can. He's not doing a good job. I'm not even gonna roll deception. He's not doing a good job.
Oh.
Let's try and talk to the commander.
Yes, I would like to. I would assume. Shall we go speak with Stonefist?
Lead the way, sir.
Sure.
So you guys make your way. Kind of organizing what appears to be a small group of guards on the shore is a mountain of a man, not a Goliath, but certainly large for a human. Like burly as shit. He's wearing this armor that seems like barely contain him. He has a massive greatsword across his back. He's like, alright, you there, get this fucking ship off my beach. We need to get it fucking back in working order if we're gonna be sailing back around. You just hear
I see if he is that growled as he's not talkative or because he's drunk?
He doesn't seem talkative. He seems like old and gruff. You can see like salt and pepper beard, kind of long black hair. Like,
He's not like slurring his speech like.
Is that the same
he
ship
he
from
not,
earlier?
He is not drinking. What is it? He is referring to the ship from earlier.
Were
Yes.
they trying to shove you said like a boat off the beach or something?
They're trying to effectively like get it so they can repair it. As you can see, like they've set up stints to try and like get it up onto so they can actually work on it instead of like having it on its fucking side in the middle of the sand.
Okay,
I
so
just
it's
nod to
like a bunch of
Krathic
guys
and-
trying to lean it up the
Yeah,
correct
basically. Eve! Oh! Eve!
Hey, you need some help?
I follow right behind him.
Let's let the Viking do this for once.
Krathic will go up and help them straighten up the boat with his like 960 pounds of lifting capacity.
Fuck yeah. You and Eric can both roll me a strength check, please.
Strength
Or one of you
check.
can roll at advantage, whichever you'd prefer.
I'll advantage the Goliath. Go ahead.
To this question, are they like reacting badly to this Asimar and this Goliath just start running at them to go help them move the ship? Is that like a reaction?
Did you just tell me to roll with advantage, Eric? Is that
Roll
what
with
you said?
advantage.
I gotta believe you've got a good strength on there, so you go ahead and take it.
Let's see it.
I rolled a. Wait a second. Did that roll a
23. Natural 20, yeah.
23?
As you walk your way up, Krathic, and there's like a group of men who are struggling at different parts of the thing. You walk up, one hand on each rope, and just help them. Just natural 20.
Done and done.
Like it's a lot of pulling from them, but you're also just you put as much back into it as you think like 3 of them each. So just because it writes up into these stilts, and he's like, they're all, holy shit.
Krathic just sort of like claps his hands like he's getting rid of like dirt, and then he says, "I lift things up and I put them down," and he walks away.
While he's doing this, Ayula is like cheering and clapping. Having had
Ryan's
a little
looking
bit
at
of wine.
Stonefist and just going, impressive, isn't he?
I've never seen a more beautiful specimen of 2 men that I need in my army right now.
Not your army, but friend's army.
Just out of curiosity, does the sailor see anything of interest in the boat?
Best to your knowledge, Eric, like it. Roll perception for me. Let's see.
While we're
Damn it.
here, I would
8.
like to talk to one of the sailors. Whenever you're done, sorry.
These are you get the sense these are not sailors. These are just soldiers that came with Kirkaladir.
Gotcha.
You don't see much, Eric. There's like the massive hole in the hull, right? In the port side, and you can tell that it appears to be made by some sort of, not an explosion, it's not quite bowed out enough. It looks to be like a fucking hit, like a solid just one smack, right? Like they either ran aground or hit something or something hit them.
Okay.
Did I miss a check? Did I miss a check?
Oh, it's okay. Don't worry.
Mason's eyes were
It was
kinda
just
off
mine.
towards the ocean for a moment.
How dare I? I'm only good for something. That's it.
Oh, you're good for lots of things. I love having you on the party. No, damn
If we
it!
had gone with the breaking and entering route, If there was more incentive for the breaking and entering route, you would be the
Oh my
domination
god,
of that.
golden right there. That is my I mean, I'm a good girl.
Hmm.
Anyway, I am just out of character. I'm looking at Stonefist and just being like, "Hi, yes, we are with Ford."
I
She,
think I've heard of you for to the east or to the south of Kirkcaldy or close to Cobb.
bounce, yeah.
Aye. Interesting. They all strong like this? You have plenty of people strong like this in your fort?
It depends.
The forest, yes.
We actually have a very good mix of people. People good about all sorts of things.
We go stronger every day as well, sir.
I could use more people like that. See, he kind of like drums his hand against one of his other fists, and he's kind of like swinging his hands, and you can see that one of the hands is just fucking rock. It is just
Is
not
it
quite
shaped like a
rock.
rock, or is it like a club?
It is a rock. It's like a literal fucking rock that they have like that has effectively been attached to a stump of a hand. Wings this fucking thing.
Frankly, someone with your skills and battle served, we'd be lucky to serve with you, sir.
Well, I think you would.
What's this ship's future?
Getting it back together, hopefully like giving it back to the city so they can start fucking making some money trading or something like that. But having quite a time of it.
Speaking of ships, do you know of any ship captains around here who might be willing to give people rides every now and then? I have business with any sailors in the area would be useful.
Unfortunately, I don't. Whoever piloted this ship here wasn't here whenever we got here. And people
Gotcha.
at the large didn't seem to know either. Seems like they dropped it here and fucked off wherever they went.
Okay. I'm gonna go look at the ship if that's okay.
I will definitely offer assistance.
I will go to Stonefist to talk.
What'd you like to see, Ayula?
I want to see if there's a name on the ship or if there's like any sort of markings of where it may have come from.
Yeah. Give me a perception, see if you can figure it out.
I'll offer help.
Oh,
Let's offer help. Mason's kind of walking up beside him.
Who do you think would do better, Mason or the sailor? Take your choice. You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Thank you, Mason. I appreciate your help. So that's a 17 with advantage.
There you go. So you're kind of making your way along with your 9, kind of investigating. And Mason just kind of you can see kind of assisting her that it does appear to be a name engraved at the front of the bow of the ship as Ayula's kind of like circling around the wrong side at the moment.
I will convey the information. Or she's figured out. Sorry, it's not me doing it.
Oh, you
La,
can-
la, la.
No, call me over. Call me over.
Okay. I'll call you over. I don't know where we're at, I assume. Anyway, and I will convey the information about the ship, the name, and everything that you're wanting to know.
Oh, thank you. You're very perceptive. I appreciate that. What's the name of the ship?
The Wind's Whisper.
Wind's Whisper.
Wind's
Okay.
Whisper.
Very small ship, not too big. You get the sense it could, like a sloop almost. Not too large.
I look into the hole in the ship. Do I see anything like inside the ship?
Not particularly, no. Looks like if anything was in there, it probably fell out when the hole was created. Kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right. Clarion.
Yes.
Stonefist would just kind of talk to you. Idle conversation, chit chat. Nothing too crazy from him.
Specifically, I want to ask if there, other than general supplies, I would like to know if they need any help that is even more top need to know kind of help.
Nah. We've got things figured out here, I think. Just need to, get
Just
things sorted.
logistics. Just logistics then.
Yeah, logistics.
Alright, very well.
Your friend there has sharp eyes. He nods to Mason, who you can see, like, Ayula is looking at the back end of the ship. You see Mason just kind of look and point at it at the front end. We could certainly use someone like her. All my men, fall off the fucking tower! As he glances back, and you can just hear this.
Should we
I'm
help
gonna
them?
try not to laugh openly at them. But yeah.
It wasn't Dean or Hank, was it?
No, it was Dean.
Dean, no! I'm gonna walk over to Dean and see if he's okay.
Oh no.
I'm already. He's pulling himself out of the water. Very shallow. Christian just falls.
How's the rabbit, friend?
Holds up a thumb. Good.
How far is that leap?
Quite a fucking drop. You get the sense that he should be a lot more hurt than he is.
Can I do an
He's done it a
investigate to
few
see if he has like any actual, like, is he limping or anything? Does he look like bones are broken or anything?
No. I'll assist. I actually am proficient in that as well.
Why don't you just roll medicine, Mason? Give us a roll.
Oh, that I'm not proficient in. It's on you.
It's all good. Medicine? Yeah, medicine perception.
Oh, you want me to?
Yeah.
Here,
Just
I can
give us one.
assist. I assist.
Oh, look at that. Okay. Oh God. Why do you guys let me roll? Well, I got a 19.
Oh, there we go.
19.
There we go.
So, as he's making his way out, Mason, you can see Dean is kind of like, he's feigning that he's fine, and you can just see that, like, it's not bad, but I mean...
I'm just gonna shake my head at him. I'm like, I don't think you're as fine as you're telling us.
I'll be fine, and you can just see that, like, his right arm, like, the hand is just kind of fucked. Landed on
I
it.
want to get that taken care of.
What? Ah! So you see his the hand is like bent at a fucking weird angle.
Oh no.
Oh God, Dean.
Here, I would pull out some. I have a medical kit on me, so I would pull out a sling and offer it to him.
Okay, take it.
Here,
Thank
put
you.
your arm in this and get yourself to a doctor, okay?
Oh yeah. He kind of. Thank you, Miss. As he nods at Emmy, then or nods at Eula, then nods at Mason. Thank you, Miss.
Yeah, Stonefist Jr. coming up.
Say you might want to drink another ale there. Might make you feel a little bit better. I'm just gonna laugh, walk away.
Oh, it
I see
might.
what you mean, Stone. I see what you mean, Commander.
Oi. Wait. I think that we've got things scheduled here. Thank you for your assistance and for. He kind of glances back at the other two. Tell them thank you for dealing with me, men. For keeping him from being a fucking idiot.
If you don't mind my asking,
Hmm.
what is? We were told to call you. Quote, out of character. Did I get a first name or did I just get Captain Stonefist?
It's Captain Stonefist.
We were told to call you Captain Stonefist. Is
Yeah.
there something you would appreciate otherwise?
Captain Stonefist. That'll do. I earned my rank, I earned my title. I'll take it.
Very well. In that case, I hope you have a good day, Captain.
Oh, you as well. So raise the fucking rock hand and just kind of give you a fucking tip-off wave with it.
Does he raise it? Does he initially like, go for a handshake with it, or can I give him?
Oh, he
like,
doesn't go
fist
for a
bump?
handshake. Just kind of raises it to his brow and just gives you like the little like 2-finger salute goodbye, but with a rock. So it's a little weird.
We'll also give him the 2-finger salute.
All right.
Uh, while we're here, gang, do you want to go and maybe see what we can buy? Supplies and such.
That's not a bad idea.
That's an excellent idea.
I've spread some gold around already. Why not?
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, Krathic would probably like to see if he could find any like metal for forging back at camp since he's a blacksmith.
That's a
We
good
have
point.
none.
All right. Roll investigation for me, you guys, just to see what you can find.
Just one of us or all of us?
You can all roll it. Group investigation check.
Oh Jesus.
13.
Don't
Also a
even know why I
7.
try. Oh good, it wasn't just me.
Okay, don't worry about it.
A 3.
15.
Oh,
Unfortunately, like with such.
oh, Eric,
Eric got a
you
15.
saved us. Yeah.
Maybe.
It was a group roll, and I think most of us failed.
With the low rolls, you guys
Failed
got
hard.
around. And
What's the guy who's used to working with cargo actually find?
The guy who's used to working with cargo doesn't find much, as there's not really cargo about, more so just random nonsense being sold in market stalls rather than cargo.
Damn.
As you can see, less so that there's not much on sale as there are the stalls, right, that are usually open. They don't appear to be closed. But more so that a crowd has gathered at that northern end of the market, and like everyone is now listening to Gavin.
It's cool.
Like,
Okay.
Gavin.
I think business is closed for the day.
I'm sorry.
All right. One other thing I'd like to do while we're here is maybe pop by the docks. I have business with sailors. If that's all right for everyone. If not, I can just do that next time I'm around.
Oh, that's fine.
What time of day is it, actually?
It's getting late.
Absolutely should be quicker, Eula, but yes, that's a good idea. Good time.
Okay. Yeah, sure. We can just pop by and ask around.
Ayula, what kind of business with sailors are you looking for?
Oh, well, I have a particular island that I need to sail to, and I need a boat. We do not have a boat as of yet. I can probably just find one next time we're here, because we'll have to pass through here, but, if you guys don't want to stop, we don't have to.
Would my ship's passage feature be of assistance? I can secure free passage on a sailing ship for myself and my adventuring companions.
Yes, but you would have to find someone willing to go, is the thing.
Okay.
So, perhaps you have to find someone who is willing to go where Ayula is wanting to go.
Okay.
Just keep going with them. Do you want to go down there?
If you guys do. If you don't, then I'm sure I can find it next time we're around. It's no big deal.
I'm sure there's nothing to do wrong. We can do it.
Sure. Yeah. Let's go then.
Alright. So you make your way to the docks. They are fairly unoccupied. There's a few people around. Not many ships. There's, like, you can see that Aethel are being on hard times, especially with Holyhead. Kind of what you've heard. There aren't many big, like, cargo ships. There's a few, like, fishing boats and, like, a few canoes. There's not much here. Like some fishermen that are kind of hanging out, a couple of random dudes, like much of them older, a couple younger, a couple kids that are running up and down the docks.
The classic neighborhood old men sitting outside with the chessboard.
Yeah, pretty much. Not chessboard, but we're digging around.
Okay, can I try to find a fisherman who looks like they might allow passage on a boat?
You just see that there are fishermen around. There's not really an indication that you could get that they would allow passage on a boat just by looking at them, probably. Talk to them.
Okay, I'd go up and talk to one. Ahoy, hello.
Oh, hello there, dear. This man kind of looks up at you, grizzled, old. I'll throw the map down. This will be the docks. Yeah, what can I do for you?
I am looking for passage on a boat. I would have to return in 2 days. Is there someone who I can talk to that might be willing to take us to this island? And I will pull out my map that I got from a couple quests back and point to the little dot off the coast of Holyhead on the map.
You're going to go to Holyhead.
No, not Holyhead. This. It's a little island off the coast of Holyhead.
Looks at it. Aye. Going to the waters close to Holyhead, still a fucking sailing past it. That is a fucking trip and a half there. That's going to be rough. Really, we don't really sail that way. Prefer not to. Being.
I could offer 100 gold.
We might be willing to sail that way.
Alright.
Clarion would like to move his hip a little bit, get a little jingle going. His coins.
I don't have the money quite right now, but I can return with it in 2 days for the trip. If you would be here with your friends.
I'll be here.
I will lean over to you and tell you I have the money if you want to do it now.
Oh no. We shouldn't do it
Okay.
now.
Just
2 days.
throwing it out there.
Don't worry about it. 2 days. That's when I will return.
Right. Sure. Cool. Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you very
See you
much,
then.
sir. See you then. And then we would leave.
Okay. So you guys are making your way back to camp. Could you guys roll me a d20, please?
Should we go back to the outpost? Or are we
Making your way
trying
back to
make-
the outpost, yeah.
I'm about to say, are we making the trek all the way back to
Yeah,
camp?
you're making your way back to the outpost currently. Things that Jim's did.
D20, you said?
D20, yes.
Everyone or just one person?
God have mercy.
Everybody, let's do it.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm just waiting for my
Scary.
roll to
That
figure
is
itself
scary.
out.
15.
Yeah, I see that. What's
Oh.
going on, Mason?
Come on.
Having a...
Oh, it's taking freaking forever, but it looks like it's a freaking 3.
The dice do not
Oh.
like you tonight, unfortunately.
They
Wow.
do not.
I'm having the time I finally have a good night with the dice. This is what is happening.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
As you guys
I'm either really good or really bad. There's no in between for me. Oh, that was sad.
As you guys are making your way back, you would pass through the obvious way that you would come through the forest, and night would begin to fall. You're getting pretty late in the day as you spend a considerable amount of time in Aethelhar. But you would eventually hit that bridge where you had kind of saw that small campsite, small barricades. You would begin to hear this faint crying as you make your way close.
Frying?
Yeah. something-
Crying.
Yeah.
I heard frying as in like French fries, and I was like,
me too.
You guys are coming from the
Is
north.
it
I like
nighttime?
where your head is.
It's
Past-
dark.
we passed the
dark.
mysterious vision.
It's getting dark. I don't know
Yes.
about
Past the
anyone else,
mysterious
but
village of
I do not
McDonald's.
have dark vision, so I would
I
be
do not
carrying a
either.
torch.
I don't know.
I do. I will keep
Okay.
watch at the front. I have dark vision.
It's
Okay,
not
I will
twilight.
follow right behind you because I can't see either.
It's not
So-
nighttime. It's twilight. You can still see. It's
It's
fine.
twilight. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Getting
and
dark.
once
Where we at?
once we are
North.
in nature and out of town, I do want to lean over to Mason and say, I had the money. I just didn't want to make myself a mark, you know?
Ah, makes sense. That's why I whispered. I didn't really want to say that out loud. So makes sense.
No, that was productive.
After hearing this cry, I'm sort of like, so, put the big boys up front, shall we? Just in case.
From the north here. There are no cannons as you guys are making your way up, as they are gone entirely. There are these barricades that are like smashed and shattered. You see someone has attempted to repair them. But there's a woman who is standing like around the beginning of the bridge and is just crying into her hands. She kind of leans over the side.
Is she Elven?
She doesn't appear to be elven, no. Appears to be human.
Krathic looks over at Eric and he goes, I think I've seen this trick before.
With
But
caution.
that's not even a woman.
With caution.
Like, Krathic has his, like, great axe, like, in his hand. Like, he's ready.
Let's not greet her with, like, it's not such
It's
being
not
rude.
her I'm
Just
worried
walk.
I just look back to Clarion. Do you want to talk?
I'm not saying we talk, I'm just saying we don't provoke her.
Alright.
Ryan is now looking behind him.
Okay. Oh, you guys are coming from the north, by the way.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, so we still have an entire bridge to cross.
No. Oh, yes, you do have an entire bridge to climb across. You guys are coming from way up here.
Whoa. I guess I can't.
Oh, okay.
All
We're on
right.
the other side of the barricade.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Open up the barricades.
Yeah, and the meat shield's up front. Okay.
I'm like, I want to be behind somebody.
Milady, are you alright?
Oh,
She
we're doing that route.
looks up at you, Krathic, kind of raises her hands, and you can see like black hair that's plastered to her face. Eyes are swollen. It's like there's this faint bit of like what you would think is makeup that's running, and she. No,
What's the matter?
I've been lost here for a very long time. I'm looking for someone that I lost here. Yes.
Arcana
Insight
check?
Well, who did you lose here?
Was the what'd you say, Eula? Quickly.
Insight check?
Insight check. Roll it, and I'll tell you in a second. She looks at
Advantage.
back there, ever keen and vigilant Mason.
I would like to do an Arcana check to see if this reminds me of like ghosts, like like the lonely banshees in the middle of the world. Like
That'd be more of
like
a
that.
history check rather than an Arcana check.
Okay.
I can't help either of those rolls.
But Krathic,
20.
she would look back at you, and
I also got a nat 20 for my
one
history
who,
check.
I used to have someone I loved very much. I would meet here, and well, she hasn't come. And she was supposed to come. This very distinct sadness fill her eyes. Ayula, with your nat 20, something is fucking off, right? Like, you did not see this woman before. She acts as though she's been here much longer than she appears to have been. Clarion, you would know with your history check that there are creatures that do kind of disguise themselves as women, especially around bodies of water, in an attempt to drown people.
So
Did she give me that?
Oh,
Did she give me that vibe?
You don't know. No, can't insight check her. You know that this seems a little familiar to those stories that you've heard.
I would
Guys,
turn to
that's
Clarion
not right.
and just kind of shake my head, like, no, like, just a subtle shake of my head at
I'm
Clarion.
going to
Trying-
acknowledge her. And do I can like gauge it like she's given now with that insight with Ayula? Do I get the bad vibe?
If you can look at Ayula and she's like shaking her head, I mean, you can probably put two and two together. I assume.
Do I know what they're called, or do I just know the legends?
You just know the legends. They don't really have a particular name. The name changes depending on where you are. Like, out in the sea, it's sirens. Some people call them maidens. Some of them call.
Why don't you come away from the water?
Oh no, I very much like the water. I look into it and I swear I can see the person I love. She kind of glances over the edge. You come closer, please.
I'm just whispering.
Milady, I'll start the fire for you. We'll set camp. We'll bring comfort to you. There's no need to be standing on a cold bridge in a cold night.
With the
Town's
Ayulas,
not that
do
far
I-
that way. I can pay for a room for you.
It's not what she. With Ayula's insight and her giving that look, do I know that this lady is probably a monster?
I mean, it's up to you to put two and two together, friend. Like, if you think the Clarion puts two and two together there, that's up to you.
I think he's put two and two together, but he doesn't want to start a fight yet.
You'll
I'm
walk-
looking at this like, do not. I'm just looking at this. Do not trust her. Do not get close to her.
Eric's already nodding.
I do I really
She
wanna do
is walking closer.
this?
I think that's far enough, ma'am.
I'm gonna take my horse around this way.
Okay.
I'm taking my horse and taking it over here.
So we're
Dismounting.
on our
Just-
horses.
Mason, take
I'm
our
with
horses,
Clarion.
please.
Yeah, Krathic is off his horse.
As does Eric.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
I
just,
just didn't
yeah.
even think of myself as on a horse in this whole interaction.
Ayula, you're a little close to that water for my taste.
I can breathe underwater.
It's not you I'm worried about.
It's not yeah.
Horse can't breathe underwater. I will
No.
tell her this as she's walking in the opposite direction.
I was gonna check on the tent, but I think we have more pressing issues in front of us right now.
Milady,
Bird stepping through.
I don't know if this means anything, but I mean you no harm.
I know you don't. She would smile at you, and Eric, as she gets within 5 feet of you, you'd watch as the eyes would cloud over black. The hair would kind of like extend away from her head. She would make an evil grin, her teeth elongating into needle-sharp points instantly as she lunges at you.
Guiding bolt from way over here?
Nope.
Okay.
You said roll initiative, right?
I warned him. I warned them not to let us get close.
Oh, this was unavoidable.
Nat 20, baby. Now all my spells are gonna.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Oh, nice. 21.
I gotta say the line. This was inevitable.
Okay.
You guys want to? Those of you who are new, the way we do combat initiative, I don't know if or do initiative is that throw your tokens where you guys are. Just throw it up at the top, and put your initiative in your AC. That way, I don't have to ask you if everything hits.
Where are
okay.
we doing what?
Take your token,
right side
make
of
a
the
copy
map.
of it, and then put it with the others on the right side of the map where you can see they've kind of thrown out their initiative and their AC. So
Oh,
it's easier to track.
just pull it down. Is that what we do?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, come on, stupid thing. Okay. Oh crap! What I got 21, didn't I? Okay. You see.
Nice initiative, Clarion.
There we go.
Nice
Time
initiative,
for the
everyone.
road.
Damn, good job.
Holy shit, we did pretty
Everyone-
well today. So we're all gonna
Great.
miss.
Find bigger.
Drag it. If you just click it on the right, you can
Oh,
drag
I
it
see
and
it.
make it bigger.
So what I'm hearing is we're all gonna miss our spells, and she's gonna make all the safes. That's what I'm hearing.
What are these
Alright.
spells you speak of?
Top of the order.
I don't
Clarion,
have spells right now, but I do have a I don't know if you'd call it a magic weapon, but anyway.
As you see
Your
your
stunning
long
smile?
friends.
Well, that or my beautiful green eyes, but now I have psychic blades. I have a 60-foot range. Anyway,
As you guys watch, lady walks up to Eric, and just lunges with the claws that elongate on her left hand. But Eric, you are not hit at the moment. It's Clarion's turn as we start combat here. Clarion, what would you like to
Alright.
do?
Going right here in between these stone walls, right there.
Mhm.
Do I have a clear shot at her?
You have a clear shot. Yep.
All right. I am going to go ahead. See him raise his two hands. He does like the 2-finger salute. He holds them out like pistols. He
Okay.
brings them together. You see a black and green ray shoot out of his hands as he casts Ray of Sickness.
Okay. Say it.
Let's do it at first level for now. An 11.
11 misses. Sears by. You see it bounces off the barricade. Doesn't quite do anything.
All right. This action, I'm just going. I don't know anything about bonus action. Bonus action, I'm just going to yell, "Do not let her bring you near the water." And that's my end turn.
All right, Mason, you are up as you see Clarion dash up into that stone wall and kind of duck behind before letting a bolt fly at this lady. What would you like to do?
I'm going to run up. How tall is this barrier?
About 5 feet.
Okay, so I can kind of. Okay, and I'm gonna throw my psychic blade at her.
Okay.
So. Ooh, damn. I got a 9, so that misses. But bonus action, I get to do it again. 15.
15 hits.
Total damage 16.
Okay, dope. 16. Shit. My cat would move off of my mouse. Excuse me. As you manifest Psychic Blade and just toss one, kind of buries itself in the stone and dissipates before you manifest another toss, and this one finds its place and sinks into her. She let out a piercing cry as the psychic damage rips through her.
And I'm gonna stay pretty much the same area. I'll just step back a little bit, kind of crouch underneath that barrier.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. Ayula, you're up.
Right, so I hold up a full. I hold up a Furbolg plushie, and it's a little stuffed animal, and I out of its eye shoots a guiding bolt.
Okay.
So that's gonna be adorable, but I know that's not the point.
Oh, it is adorable. That is the point.
That sounds like an artificer build. I love it.
Does a 13 hit?
13 misses, unfortunately. Just streaks across, and the radiant energy slams into the wall close to Clarion. And just stone
I
and
can
rubble
look over,
flying
and he
everywhere.
sees her wielding the plushie like a machine gun. Like, oh, what the fuck?
And then that would be my turn, sadly.
All right, she is up. She's gonna move her way forward. Tyrion, can you move, buddy? Thank you.
Named your cat Tyrion.
Yes.
Excellent.
And she will kind of watch, and the hair will kind of whoosh around her, and it will lash out at Krathic across the barrier. That'll miss. It flaps across into the wood. She will look up at Eric right in front of her, make a swing with the claws. That's a crit.
Ouch.
Okay.
Eric, you only take, not bad, 15 slashing damage. She draws the claws up through you, smiles. Then hair again is gonna whip out and attempt to slap Mason. For a nat 1, it hits against the barrier, and you see it kind of wraps around the wood right in front of your face, Mason, and just kind of pulls off a sizable chunk of it.
Okay, I need to get away from her, but I got my turn.
That will end her turn. That will bring us to Krathic. What'd you like to do?
Alrighty. I'm guessing I can't reach her with my great axe, so I will throw a hand axe.
Okay,
at her.
yep.
Alrighty. Throw this hand axe. That is a 14 to hit.
14 misses. It's across the barricade, unfortunately.
Alrighty. And I don't think I have anything else to do, so that is my turn.
Like I said, we're all missing and she's making all her saves.
Hasn't made
That's
a
the
save
cost
yet.
of it. That was the
Eric.
cost of initiative.
Eric, you're up.
I wanted peace. I turn to Clarion. Can I be myself now?
Go ahead, big man.
I raise my sword. 14.
Nope, not quite.
Second swing. Even worse.
Nope, neither man.
I'm going to save it for right now. I'm holding my own. And turn.
Clarion, top of the order. You look around. She makes a slap at your friends. Can't quite hit Krathic or Mason, but gets a sizable swipe on Eric. You see that guiding bolt slam from Ayula, and she's just kind of holding her ground, almost evading quickly the strikes that your friends are throwing at her.
Okay. Are those? What is actually on the bridge?
What is actually on the bridge? Just the barricades.
That's the barricades, like the cannonballs, the crates. aren't there?
Cannonballs and crates are not there now.
Okay. In that case,
Oh, good to know.
we'll be taking one of my darts, and then using it as the focus, I will. Can I cast catapult? Do I have a straight line to try to hit her with catapult?
Yeah. Okay.
Casting catapult at second level, she will need to make a dex saving throw.
He fails.
Nice. Big money, no whammies. Okay, now about 15 points of bludgeoning damage.
15 points. It flies out of your hand and buries itself into her shoulder. She grits her teeth. So howl with
Actually-
pain.
One quick thing for flavor, you see him take the dart and he throws it in the air and then it launches.
All right. So.
Like lawn dart style.
All right.
And bonus action, that is all.
All right. Mason, barely dodging that fucking hair. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it again. Psychic Blade. 20.
That fucking hurt.
That does hit. 19
Natural?
damage. Yeah. Whoa, no, it was a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay.
Yeah, dirty 20. 19 points damage.
Okay.
And I'll do it again on my bonus action. 19. And 11 points.
Okay. All right. Go.
And I'm not gonna stay there. I'm scooting back. she's able to get a hold of me, I'm scooting back.
Okay.
Okay. End of turn.
You said you did 19 points of damage?
I did, what, 19 and 11, so 29 points total.
Oh. Hold up. Okay, we're gonna have to talk. Oh, sneak attack. Okay. I'll do it. Yep. Math was not working out in my head.
Not a problem.
Alright, Ayula, you're up.
Okay, let's just try Guiding Bolt again. I have a +8 to hit, so here we go. I kind of go, shit. And then try again for a fucking 10 to hit, almost a nat 20. Ooh, that's both my spells. Great. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay. I'll bring us to her. She's going to again reach out. Swipe at Eric first. The claws again. That hits. 6 slashing damage. Make 2 swipes. One at Clarion, one at Krathic with the hair. And she fucking misses both of those. She cannot hit for shit anyone else.
She whips her hair back and forth.
She just kind of look and just hold her ground. She's looking fucked up. Well, end her turn.
Alrighty. So it's my turn, right?
Yeah. Bring us to Krathic.
Alrighty. So Krathic's got nothing to throw, and he's sort of useless if he can't get into melee. So can he attempt to jump over this barrier using his athletics?
Absolutely, you can. Do it.
Alrighty.
And lots of feedback.
He rolled a 19 on his athletics.
Yes.
Over the...
It is not so much like a graceful leap that you'd expect from a rogue. As Krathic, you jump and you just push the barrier down far enough effectively. You kind of hear the wood kind of creak and break under you as you jump over and land on the far side of it. Right on the far side, close to her.
Oop, my bad.
You're good.
So I'm in melee with her now.
Fuck yeah, you are.
So I will take an action surge. And as I come down the other side, I will try to swing my great axe at her.
You didn't have to action surge, friend. That wasn't an action to do that.
Oh, that wasn't an action?
No, you're good. That was movement.
I just assumed it was a...
No, you're good. Fucking swing it up
an
first.
Alrighty, let's roll this great axe. For a total of 13.
13, that one misses.
Alrighty, now I will action surge.
Okay.
And try it again. For a 23.
Fuck
Yes.
that'll hit her.
Alrighty, and I will use a goading attack.
Okay. What save is that? I know that's most of those.
That is a wisdom save of a DC 13.
She fucking fails.
Alrighty, so that's 9 plus... Oop, why did it roll all... 1 second. It rolled all 4d8. Instead of 1d8.
It was just that good, man. It was...
Crazy.
So 9 plus 8 is 17 damage
Holy
from
shit,
my
man.
great axe.
Okay.
And then she has disadvantage on all
Nice.
attack rolls against targets other than me until the end of my next turn.
You know, Krathic? It'd be good that she had disadvantage if she was fucking alive. As you jump over the, like, vault over this barricade, land there. Eric, you just see him fake the first swing and slams it into the fucking, like, the barricade on the far side. He wrenches it free, spins it back around, and just decapitates her, swings through the hair, the head, and just poof, crumples to the ground. Krathic stands over and just kind of, fuck yeah, she's done. He is absolutely out.
Try to drown me.
Well done.
Oh yeah.
Well done. I see I'm not needed here. You guys go back to camp.
You took the brunt of that damage.
Yes.
I'm with my history check. Do I know if there's usually only the one?
When is there ever only one?
Do I know that in the legends? Do I know there's usually just the one?
Yeah, you know there's usually only one.
Did she have anything valuable on her? Did she drown any other people today?
Look her over. Give me actually. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. So when you check her over, she got like this simple clothing. Kind of reach into the pockets. She does appear to have like little trinkets. She has like a small ring. You actually can pull out and examine. Small silver band.
Yeah, I'll take the ring and put it in my pocket.
Okay. Nope. If you want to search any further, as you can see, she's wearing simple clothes like boots, like a, not really. It's like kind of like a dress. Not too much to search pocket-wise, unlike the one that you already got. But if you want to check her for like anywhere else you'd like to, then if you're proficient in investigation, you may roll.
I am not proficient in investigation, so.
Mason,
I'm
you're a rogue.
looking into the water, see if you can find the body, like the original woman.
Mason.
Damn it. Sorry. I'm proficient in investigation, so I give you advantage. Can I check in the tent?
Yeah, you can check in the tent if you'd like.
Of course, I always suck at my own
There's our
rolls.
rogue.
Yeah.
Yep, 22. Woohoo.
22. As you're looking around in the tents, you can see that there is signs that someone has been staying here quite recently, right? There's a small quiver of arrows that's kind of leaned up against the wall. You can see there is what appears to be like a few rations that are like tucked away. You can see there's a small like sheath that has a blade in it. Can't quite identify what it is from here.
Okay, I'll pick up that.
Okay.
I'll yell out to the rest of the group everything else, and I'll hold up the blade. Like, I'm gonna just
Actually,
hold on to this.
May I suggest that stay? As when I came through here last, this is where we met Esmeralda.
Oh.
Hearing
Good
that, Clarion's
to
going
know.
to yell out, Elvish, Esme, are you here? Our mutual friend is sent for us. As request, who is investigating you. You know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay, with you telling me that, against my better judgment, I will put that back. I'll put whatever I took back.
Okay.
I'm
Normally,
sorry.
I would not care, but that's okay. I'm still new to the group, so I'm gonna try to be good for right at the moment.
Oh, you're fine.
Mason.
You're doing great.
With your 22, you can also
Yes.
rock up and fucking run this lady's pockets. And like, 22 being a rogue, you know that most people don't keep valuable shit in their pockets, right? So, what you're able to do is kind of go down and just look into the the sole of the boot and kind of give it a tap, and that shit's hollow. And you're able to kind of like pull it
Holy
off.
shit.
Yeah. I'll pull it off and get into the
Yeah.
soul. What do I find?
You find what appears to be a small pouch. Can't quite tell what's in it as it's a little waterlogged and my cat is putting his tail in my mouth. Hello, Tyrion. As you're able to pull it out, it sounds like a little clink, clink, clink. A little bit of gold rubbing together in there. Maybe something else.
Oh. Okay. I'll do this in front of everybody.
Okay.
Um,
Not worried.
Thank you.
So what I gold and
Gold, and as you look in, there is a small vial that has a odd sort of like silverish liquid in it. You would not be able to
Okay.
identify it from like first glance, unless you wanted to try and roll
Okay.
Arcana for me, if you'd like.
I can assist with that because I
Can
do
you?
Arcana,
Because
I'm
I
taking
don't.
help.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, give it a try.
Okay. I'm scared.
While they're doing this, I would like to approach the group and say, Warlock's Dilemma. I'm out of spells. Do you guys mind resting here for an hour?
That would be fine. I'll be
Sounds
fine.
good to
I
me.
got.
How late is it? Is it still twilight? Or is...
It's getting late, and you guys aren't far from the outpost either.
Alright.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Alright, to the outpost then.
And
So
what was
does
it?
it's 16?
16. You look at it. It's a fucking oil of slipperiness. You think?
Huh. Okay. I will divide the gold up amongst us, but I'm gonna keep the vial. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it right now, but
Marion is also probably looking. I know I gave her the assist, but can I also see if I can get a better?
Don't worry
Or
about
just the
giving me
assist.
gold.
Or just the assist.
That's the assist on that.
Got it.
I
Alright.
feel like he's got it.
Eric appreciates. He's going to let the new crew go ahead and keep his portion of the gold.
Yeah, you guys can keep my portion too.
oh, that's awfully sweet. But we all earned it.
Both of my
I'll take
spells
mine.
failed.
The gold in there was 20 gold, so you'd be able to divide it.
And
Okay.
he's just going to look at Mason and say, "You just fight well, and I'll come out the better portion. You save my ass next time, we'll call it even."
I'll give Crowley. I'll give each of them one. I'll keep the other two for myself.
So how did that split up then?
So
Be
it
four
started 4 each. I
Right,
gave you
okay.
2. Gave you each of you 1.
Okay.
So how much gold am I taking? Is that 5?
But,
I-
all right. As you guys work on dividing the gold and begin to, are you guys hanging around here looking for anything else?
If anything, I want to take I'm just kind of looking down the bridge in the river. I'm paranoid.
Looks clear, Eric. Nothing going on here.
Oh, let's just get across the bridge quickly.
Agreed.
Let's
Yeah.
get the horses and get
Agreed.
the outpost.
Full speed!
You guys, yeah. Oh, did you say zoom?
I'm like zoom.
Okay, I
Run.
thought
Teleport. We
I thought you said
teleport.
so.
No. I wish I could, but no, I can't.
As you guys make your way back to the outpost, not a terribly long go for you. You would eventually reach it, be able to drop off your horses, having taken your time initially to attune to the items given to you by the gyms. You may press the buttons if you'd like.
Okay.
Right.
Tempest be
We
merciful.
live.
I hope we get back there in one piece with our clothes on.
I wouldn't
Just
mind
say
that.
Tempest be merciful.
I bow my knee to the god of Tempest. Have you not noticed
I
that?
mean, she is. Oh, I know she's a god. Absolutely.
I may not be quite as devout as a cleric, but no good Norseman doesn't have
Florian
faith
doesn't know
there.
enough about religion to realize this discrepancy. Is he smart enough to realize this
Roll
discrepancy?
religion. Roll religion.
It's, Tempest is your friend. Is Tempest a god?
Wait, so see if Tempest is a god? I
The
mean, that's up to
character,
you.
and there's
That's up to you.
Tempest. 17 is my religion check.
You have, like, you're pretty fucking sure Tempest isn't a god. You also know her.
No, I mean, do I know about Tempest?
Tempest? Oh, you maybe heard whisperings of Tempest. Not too many. I mean,
I do know enough to clear up this discrepancy.
heard the name,
I will,
yes.
I will not clear up the discrepancy.
Okay.
I don't want to know.
As you guys sit down, press your buttons, roll D100 for me, one of you.
Here we go. I got it.
One of us?
Yeah, one of you.
Which one of the hells are we going to?
47.
47?
Uh-oh.
Oh no,
Oh,
I
there
don't
goes
like
our
that.
clothes.
Okay.
Oh
I need to
god.
keep.
If the clothes are gone, this is gonna be a very interesting moment for Clarion.
I need to keep my stuff. This isn't good.
As you guys,
Oh god, I didn't think about that.
Wait. Fuck. Okay.
what already rolled, friends, as you find
It's
yourself
already done.
yanked through a portal. You kind of feel this wind whipping past your face, and you feel that sense of vertigo as you go fucking spinning for just a moment, and all these colors flash before your eyes. It's very reminiscent of what you saw at the shrine, Ayula. Before you, whoop, and you all suddenly feel as though you are floating, and then sudden impact of the ground as you all fall 20 feet.
Suck.
Oh god.
You take 12
Okay.
bludgeoning damage as you hit the ground.
Wow.
That's not so bad.
Oh, fuck.
How much? 12?
12, yeah.
Oh, suck.
As you
Okay.
can hear this. Oh, it worked! You can just see, seemingly summoned by your guys' reappearance in camp, as you kind of fall close to the fire, is Blue Jim. Who's kind of just.
What time is it?
It's like getting to nighttime, probably like 7, 8 p.m.
I check to make sure I have all my belongings.
Quick glaze
Jim?
over. Yeah, you look like you've got everything.
Okay, good.
I have the ring.
Good.
You two, and I point to Mason and Keurig. Do either of you need healing?
Yes, I do.
Alright, I'll throw 3d6 of health at each of you. So that's going to be... Oh, nice. 15 health for you, Mason. And for other newbie, it's gonna be 6 health. Sorry.
And could one of you make an intelligence check for me, please?
Mine's a +3.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Good shit in that one.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
As you guys are sitting there and you're kind of gathering yourselves, waiting for the inevitable, as Jim kind of walks up. Oh yeah, thank you. As he takes the items from you and just kind of gathers them up. Thank you very
Hand her
much.
back.
He will disappear back into the shop. You're sitting there kind of gathering yourself as you wait for Rem to come and debrief you, kind of going over things in your head, and all of you find something very strange. As you can remember everything about today, save for Gavin's name. You know what he looks like, where he is, what he does. It's just the
Becomes that
name.
person.
Yeah, it's
I wrote-
that guy.
I wrote his name down.
It's just that guy. But as you guys are standing there, Rem.
Ayula, do you remember what that guy's name was? Shit, do you remember what it was?
Rem, are you here to come debrief them?
Right.
Real quick, I have like real notes that in character I have Ayula write down. Do those count? Do I have his name written down in my book?
Roll me a d20.
Okay. 14?
14? Yeah, you got it written down. Still there. But you're sitting there, and everyone just kind of like, as they're sitting there, and you can watch as Commander Rem makes his way out of the command tent.
Do you remember? Ayula, please, for the love of God, tell me you remember this. Remember?
Hold on. And I checked through my notes. Gavin. It's Gavin.
Are you sure? I've never heard of fucking Gavin. What is Gavin? Is Gavin a name?
That
He's
name sounds
Blacksmith.
entirely fucking unfamiliar to all of you, by the way. As she's saying it, it's like, who?
Who the
Like,
fuck?
Gavin in particular, or the concept of Gavin?
The concept
is
of
the
Gavin
Blacksmith.
is weird.
You sure that was his name?
Positive. Well, no. I mean, that's what I have written down, so that's what I'll go with.
Okay, I trust you.
Wibsy, you would.
Alright, it's about time you lot turned up.
Hey.
Hey, Rem.
Why do you all look so confused?
You ever heard of
Gym
the thing called...
technology.
I just point at the gyms. Them.
Sure, what's a Gavin?
I believe it's a mechanism they use to prepare ships for sea.
The name Gavin.
Can I insight check that one if he's gonna talk about stuff on the sea?
Mm-hmm.
Advantage. Why not?
Really? Rem's DC is quite high, unfortunately.
All I'm gonna get is 10,
massive
so
bullshit.
okay. I learned something today then.
Right, you did. So where did you end up? Did you get lost?
We got to
Lost.
Aethelor. We didn't get quite as much information as we would want, but we do know a few things. And I kind of turned to Clarion.
Okay, and now you start to hear the music from Ant-Man as Louise, whenever Louise counts a story. So Major, we went to Aethelor. What we discovered was that the soldiers, the Cavalier soldiers, are doing attacks from Holyhead have gone down recently. They've scaled back their involvement, which concerns me. But I don't have any. But other than that, they simply needed only thing they needed was supplies and basic logistical things that we
Right.
can give them. There were like no pressing needs or missions or anything like that. So when we got to the town, there seemed to be some political unrest because merchants guilds want a seat on that council of theirs. And the representatives, there was one named Henrix, but he seemed to be in a pathetic state, really. And the other one's name is
What's
he
your
was a
deal?
charismatic fellow. He had a brown hair. What was his?
Gavin is his
Gavin.
name.
Gavin, yes. That Gavin was his name. He seemed to be the leader of this whole little political revolution thing. And
He was the blacksmith that you sent us to recruit or send to his dad. I'm a little bit unclear on that, but yeah, he actually knows about what our previous people found under the tunnels with the whole high mass situation. So he has that information if you send another party out.
additionally, we determined that at least what I could tell, the rest of the council doesn't know. They think the high mass are isolated, but they're in good standing with the community. So at least in the public, they're not seen as particularly shifty or anything like that.
Well,
Right.
Gavin said he was an asshole, so
Yes, but
there's that. And he
aside
also
from the
did not
asshole.
like us. Did not like us at all. High mass, that
but-
is.
High masked family itself is not known to be they're not known as the bad guys, as particularly shifty or as the crime family.
Right,
Did-
right.
It did originate, we did learn, that the original founders of Aethalar, the one that was part of the High Mass family, did come from Holyhead. They still trust the High Mass family enough to keep them on the council.
All right.
So maybe, go ahead.
Good news is that for the next group that goes to clear out the tunnels, we got permission from the council to ask for their assistance. So if we need men, people, resources, items to move large, heavy rocks, what have you, we can get that from the council. They agreed to help us in that endeavor, as long as we use the tunnels as a evacuation route in case Holyhead launches another attack. That's a very good development.
All right. Huh.
Pardon me?
Right. Well, I'll talk to Tell. Keep the gyms abreast when I see them. Talk to your friends, make sure that everybody's on the same page. If any of you like to make a report, that would help us out as well.
Anything to keep on the
Aye, sir.
include a report that you don't want included?
Well, no. I think you do your best to spread the right information. That's all we can do.
Alright. Nothing to keep secret then.
And Oisi, what was their reward?
Their reward, they have to talk to Dragana, as Dragana funded the mission. He's got to pay it out to him.
Okay.
Relay this to him.
Well, I suppose you guys earned yourselves a meal. And you could see that there's he kind of gestures over his shoulder. You could see people coming out of the coming away from the fire, people kind of eating and shit. Make sure you get some more rest. Try not to stay up into the wee hours and go too crazy. But
Alright.
it's fair enough. The information, I guess, it's the best we're gonna do for now.
I think an interesting point that I would like to focus on is that Gavin has explored the tunnels himself, he told us, and that he knows about high mass dealings with possibly a smuggling route. And he wanted us to go and break into his house, was it? And I kind of
Right.
turned to Clarion.
Or
Yeah,
we need to
to-
break into his house or anything to implicate him to get him removed.
Yeah. He wanted us to implicate High Mast and the smuggling thing so he could get a seat on the council. He seems very keen on that. The council does not seem keen on actually having him in the council.
It's also worth noting that Hendrix seemed to have a plan for discrediting Gavin as the leader, but it didn't seem like a good plan. I think it involved throwing a barrel. Which is not exactly a good smear tactic.
I'd have
Right.
thrown
Yeah.
that barrel real good.
I'm sure.
I'm sure you would have, Krathic. I'm sure you would have. So we have two options for which do we feel is more important? An ally on the council or a blacksmith for the camp?
Right,
That-
right.
It depends on how
I
we.
don't have faith in the blacksmith's abilities to actually get on the council personally, but
I mean, that's the thing. If we help him, he will probably get there. By sheer.
maybe I don't know. It
I-
seemed
They
pretty
seem- they- that's the-
unlikely.
He seemed
What did
open
you
to
thi-
a representative, is what I
What did
got.
you think, Mason?
I thought he was pretty cute. Oh, I have no preference.
Clarion nods
I
in
have-
approval of that. He goes, "Yeah, he was cute."
I,
Not my type.
yeah,
He was
I don't.
cute. That one other lady
What?
that I was across from.
She was cute too.
Hey,
I thought I really need him here, but in the long run, I mean, we could always get another blacksmith. It would be nice to have a little bit of pull. And I think he liked me enough. I think I could try to use that to my advantage. But
Why not?
why not?
That's the spirit.
And Krathic's just been playing with his ring.
Oh, here, let me see that ring real quick, and I would pop detect magic and look at the ring.
You don't get anything immediately off of it.
Okay. Interesting. It's if it's a magical ring, it's been suppressed, so there's that.
but anyway, Ren, for future reference, we have two Gavin solutions to keep in mind, in case you all end up having a preference in the command tent.
Well, we're gonna have to field the question to a few people who need to answer it. And you guys, more importantly than any, need to think for yourselves what we should be doing here as well.
Is Clarion's going to do like hand over the mouth because I think we should promote Clarion.
Sure,
said that.
sure. Yeah, absolutely. You can be a major.
Eric's keeping his mouth shut.
Mason knows not enough of the situation, so yep.
But yeah, we didn't find out much, but we did find out a little, and we helped out the next group that goes down there, so that's good.
All right. Resources are tight, but we've got to keep chipping away at it.
And even though we didn't bring back a blacksmith, I was a blacksmith back home. I am able to work the forge if we need things done.
All right. Well, you know, our schedules are all tight. We really need to secure some of these people as assets, not just for the blacksmithing, but you know, there's plenty of things missing around here, and now that we've got a good foothold, at least for now, we need to figure it out. Definitely need somebody to help keep our weapons and our equipment in service, though.
That's how you want to spend your nights, friend.
Well, oh, we did have an idea. If we could maybe get a hold of the Gavin's dad in Cape Caladir, we could maybe have Steve send him a message, or someone was sending, to tell him what his son's been up to and all that, and you know, that could be a possible avenue.
All right. Not a bad thought. I mean, we do have another group going out, maybe tomorrow, to find other peoples that are missing. Where's the fella at?
The blacksmith's dad is in Cape Caladir. He is the blacksmith there.
Oh, he is there. Right. Yeah. We were actually another group of you guys there was told to send Gavin to find his father where he left him.
We left him?
What's that?
Is he not in Cape Caladir?
Aye, he is. He's
so we
waiting
know
for his son. Him and his son had a falling out.
Aye.
And I believe it was before the conflict really started to flare up in these areas. So they've been pretty much separated, perhaps even longer than they thought, for a resolution in whatever it is they're fighting about. But yeah, he was looking to send his son or himself, because he's got a good business going there for himself. So he's not too keen on leaving. But perhaps if he passes it along to his son, he might come over here. Because even though we'll keep him plenty busy, I'm sure it's not as much as maintaining the shop there in Caladir.
That doesn't seem... if that's the case, then... You have options to deal with the Gavin situation. Simply a matter of, again, which do we feel is more valuable? Him on the council or him, his father at the camp here?
Probably on the council. I'll whisper underneath my breath.
Speaking of support roles,
bloody
how's
getting on the
wavering?
council.
I don't think you can get on the council either. I doubt it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I doubt it too. He has to try though, and then he can fail, and then maybe he'll be more open to helping us out.
Hey man.
The boy is very arrogant. He thinks very
Yes.
highly of himself, and he's unwilling to leave what he thinks is a cushy lifestyle. We did talk briefly about making his lifestyle a bit less cushy to perhaps drive him into the arms of his father, but that would be a bit sneaky.
Right.
Sneaky.
We wouldn't
I'll
have been able to
smile
do it
at
then.
you.
With respect, Major, that boy is not going to make it to the council. That boy already has a price on his head. Craneth and I ourselves were approached as we appeared to be sellswords. And if someone's willing to purchase mercs to take him out to us who just got into town...
Let's be clear, it wasn't to take him out at the yak. It was to assert... It was to rough him up a little. It was not.
Why
to
do
take
you
him out.
buy a sellsword?
You can buy a
To
sellsword
use
for
their
lots of
sword.
things.
So who's got him marked? You have no idea. You don't have any inkling of who he's been upsetting.
Oh, we
A
know
lot
that.
of
It's,
people.
we were approached.
definitely-
We were approached by Henrix.
I mean, we were approached by Hendrix, but also, you know, the whole entire council isn't exactly keen on
Council doesn't
commoner
like him.
being on the
The-
council.
The other merchants don't like him because they want to be on the council, and he just sort of seems to be the charismatic head of it.
Right.
The boy's not in a very good position, but he sees
To be
himself
fair,
as...
to be fair, the council wasn't opposed to him necessarily.
The primary rivalry seems
A
to be
representative at all.
High-mast family. Boreal versus Gavin.
It's not the conflict at all, Eric. Gavin versus the council, Boreal versus us. It's not. They're not after each other. I'm not to Boreal, but Boreal isn't after him.
So if we were to bring him here, he's a wanted man. He won't look good for us. And Our
yeah, he's
support
not
in
a
the area is
wanted
still
man.
wavering.
Let's be sorry, Major, but that's Eric has it mistaken. He's not a wanted man. People don't like him, but he's not. There's no bounty or anything.
All right.
It's
His reputation
up in
is
the
good
air.
enough that he can. His reputation is good enough that he has followers among the common people.
That is true.
People have his back. It's merchants and the council that don't.
All right.
It's complicated.
Sounds it. We gotta make the right choice. I want you guys to confer. Think long and hard about it with each other. Spread the word. Get some of your other friends involved. And then, I want to hear some real opinions tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, Major, how's Wavering? Has he recovered since we last saw him?
What's that?
I'm asking how Wavering is doing. The archivist.
Wavering Psalms.
Wavering Psalms, yeah. Was on the mission to go rescue him.
I don't know. I don't think I ran that game for you, did I?
You didn't. I was just wondering if Rem would be willing to divulge any information about the recovery. Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks, so.
Just go check on him in the medical tent. I'm sure Dusty's been taking care of him if he's there. Did I
Go
misinterpret
ask.
that?
Go ask Aso. See what his full prognosis was there.
Right. Can do.
All right. Oh boy, I got a call from the guy. Hold on. Yo, Tony. What up?
Alright, so
Yeah, I'm gonna be over there right now. About to leave. Are you over there?
at that point, Rem would
Yeah.
return,
I gotta
begin to
leave.
make
I
his
gotta
way
leave the fortress. So.
out. Back to the command tent, and you guys complete your mission for now.
I'm has to go deal with some old
I
Tony.
know. We spotted him last night too, so she knows, and Dave knows.
Muting lips. All right. Good game, everyone.
All right, I'll be right
Sorry
there.